Round up the gang and get your poo-poos ready because game time is coming up next. With the glitter of the lights on the Las Vegas Strip just minutes away, K5, the home team, presents University of Hawaii football. Today, the Rainbows come into Sam Boyd Stadium hoping to hit the jackpot and record their second win in a row against the University of Nevada, Las Vegas Rebels. Aloha, everybody. I'm Alema Harrington. Welcome to Game Time. Coming into today's game, both teams are struggling to get their overall records above 500. The lone victory for the Rebels has them undefeated in the Big West Conference, while the Rainbows are 1-1 in the WAC. This game will also mark the last time these two teams will meet each other in a non-conference affair. The Rebels will be joining the Western Athletic Conference starting next season. It's a big one for a lot of reasons. With a live report, let's go to the team that will be calling today's action, Jim Leahy and Robert Keikaula. Guys?
Thanks, Alema. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's game between UNLV and Hawaii. Robert, looking at UNLV, this is a team that is reeling. Over the last 2 weeks, they have given up 108 points to their opponent. They gave up 51 in the loss to Eastern Michigan, and then last week, 57 in the loss to Iowa State. They are at home for one of the few times this year, and they would like to get back on the right track. As far as Hawaii is concerned, they have settled the question on who will be the #1 quarterback. That's Glenn Freitas. But, Robert, they come in tonight with more questions in that secondary.
It doesn't help matters that their leader in their defensive secondary, Demetrius Henderson, for the rest of the season, he has filed for medical red shirt because of back problems. Now, knowing that, let's take a look at tonight's 7-11 keys to this evening's games. First, for UNLV, they've got to double down defensively. We're talking about their outside linebackers. Most consistent, Marvin Robinson. Their best player, Rossi Johnson, just coming back from injury. Now, on offense, they've got to play the pass line. The UNLV football team is a much better football team when they throw the football using Jared Brown and quarterback Jason Davis. And the over-under is the interesting one. It concerns the Hawaii contingency here at Sam Boyd Stadium.
They expect about 15,000 in this stadium tonight. It holds about 32. The majority of the fans tonight will be from Hawaii, upwards of 10,000. It depends on who will come to the game and who will stay in the casinos.
And for those waving the tea leaves in the stands, things to consider as far as Hawaii is concerned, their keys to tonight's game for the Rainbows, they got to roll the dice. On offense, at times they've been struggling, same play over and over again. It's time to open it up and spread things out. After all, the offense is called the spread. Defensively, they've got to let it ride. They've got to come at the quarterbacks and make them do things that they don't want to do. And they've got to, of course, avoid the royal flush, Jim. If the Rainbows lose this football game to a lowly Rebel football team, the rest of their season, as far as home attendance, could be flushed down the drain.
Oh, that could be a big, big factor if the Rainbows do not win tonight. A perfect night for football. The sun has just gone down over the mountains. The temperature very pleasant. It is a tremendous night for these two teams to play. Back to you, Alema.
Thanks, guys. You got to love those Las Vegas keys to the game. One trend the Rainbows are looking to change this year is their lack of offensive production in the first half. Hawaii has not scored at all in the first quarter. They've only scored 17 total points first half this season. Well, I'll be back at halftime with updated top 20 WAC scores and highlights, plus a live report from the home team conference room. Russell Yamanoha will be talking with the UH Scout team. We'll also have first half analysis with John Veneri. But right now, it's time to get comfortable because after we take this break, Jim Leahy and Robert Keikaula will have the opening kickoff between the Rainbows and the Rebels live from Las Vegas.
Presentation of K5, the home team, is sponsored in part by Miller Lite. Combiners know that with Miller Lite, life is good.
Well, this is it.
Ooh, what a dump.
Don't worry. We know a good handyman. What a dump. Can you help?
Sure. The primer, a couple of wing nuts. How's that?
That'll work.
Hey, can you miter cut those floorboards?
Will do.
Good news. The external beer tap is functional.
Yeah!
When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good.
I could have done this.
Yeah.
They're the wildest bunch of video game villains that ever walked off the screen. They're led by the evil Jackal, and every week they just keep coming. That is, unless the guy who created them can stop them. So who's next? A cyber-sexy supermodel.
Make love to me.
She could be the kiss of death for Gus, but oh, what a way to go.
Could you not call me Stallion?
Kathy Ireland guest stars
Hi.
in Deadly Games.
Tuesday night at 7 on K5, the home team.
Back at Sandboy Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's take a look at the records of these two teams against each other. And the Chevron Series record overall, Hawaii leads 8-3 in Las Vegas. Hawaii leads 3-2. The last meeting in 1992 in Honolulu, it was all rainbows. They drilled UNLV 55-25. Rainbows playing on the road for the second time. Again, they are wearing their all-white travel uniforms. And many say they've got to turn these uniforms into winners tonight. As you look at Bob Wagner. Wagner in his 9th year, 55 wins, 43 losses, and 3 ties. They are announcing the tribute to Randy Brewer, who was shot to death, a former player for UNLV, and they, on their helmets, they will have RB in his memory. And also wounded in that attack was a former cheerleader from Hawaii. And they will, what they will do is pause for a moment of silence here in the memory of Randy Brewer, and we will too.
Thank you.
UNLV coach is Jeff Horton. In his 2nd year, he is 8-8. He coached at Nevada Reno 1 year before coming over to UNLV, and he brought almost the entire staff from Reno with him. 7 coaches came to UNLV, and they had success right away. Last year, they went to the Las Vegas Bowl, and they defeated Central Michigan. Central Michigan, the champion of the Mid-America Conference, and UNLV upsetting Reno to win the Big West. This year, they have struggled. Hawaii will receive. Back deep for the Rainbows will be Matthew Harding, number 23, and Brandon Kennedy, number 1. Kicking off will be Jordan Bedard for UNLV as we're about ready to get underway. Kick will go to Kennedy, 1 yard deep, and he'll bring it up. Kennedy spins to the outside and is short of the 20-yard line. So it will be first down for the Rainbows. At that point, making the stop was Brett Gilbert, number 58, and number 11, Todd Floyd. The University of Hawaii, the quarterback is Glenn Freitas. Freitas, 11 of 21 in passes for 122 yards, 1 touchdown. He has been intercepted once. He has 141 yards in rushing. First down for the Rainbows. They have the ball just over the 18-yard line, 1st and 10. Tupualawalu is the running back. Quick pass. They flare it out to Ornelas to the 25. Good move as he gets to the 30, and that is enough for a first down gain of 12. Here's the offense for the Rainbows. The skill positions, the wide receiver, Gerald Kennedy, and Gerald Lacey and Brandon Kennedy. Gerald is spelled wrong. George Ornelas and Eddie Kloneski are the slot backs, and Tupualawalu is the running back. And the offensive line, Kapihe Paulo getting the start tonight, Olivera Malepeai and Haole Wong. First down for the Rainbows at the 31. Good run that time by Ornelas. Ball is given up the middle to Tupualawalu, and he cracks out to the 34-yard line. P.J. Tyler, 6'1", 230, the senior from Tempe, Arizona, made the stop. The defense now for UNLV, Kevin Bass, Paul Carrillo, and Charles Fisher in that defensive line. They will bring up the linebackers, making it a 5-man front. Robinson, Tyler, Gilbert, and Kennard. And the defensive secondary, Webster, Kaufman, Sanders, and Thomas. Jermaine Webster playing tonight, even though he has an injured shoulder sustained against Iowa State last week. Second down, 6.5 to go for the Rainbows. The ball at the 34. Somebody moved for the Bows. The ball is given, kept by Freitas. Pitches back to Ornelas. Ornelas at midfield, and down he goes at the 46-yard line of UNLV. Quincy Sanders, the defensive back, the safety, had to come up and make the stop. There was movement, but it was corrected before the snap of the ball.
And the movement was by slot back Eddie Kloneski. He flinched, stepped up, and held his position. Quarterback Glenn Freitas made UNLV think he was going to keep it, pitched it at the last second to George Ornelas. Ornelas moves downfield and gets a good gain for Hawaii and a first down.
Gerald Lacey flanked to the left, Kennedy to the right. And it will be first down for the Rainbows at the 46-yard line of UNLV. Freitas keeps. Freitas inside the 40, tripped up as he crosses the 40-yard line and is very close to the first down. Freitas down to approximately the 36-yard line of UNLV. Jabbar Thomas made the stop, number 32. He leads UNLV in tackles with 40s from Riverside, California, former running back. And they say that Thomas has the mind of a linebacker, and he can be an enforcer all over the field. Number 32 for UNLV. And they will measure for the first down. Rainbows running the option very well so far. And you can see why Freitas is the #1 quarterback, because of the way he makes decisions.
And if Freitas can continue to make Jabbar Thomas make tackles, things are going successful for Hawaii. Quite like how Clint Kubayama, when he plays defense for the Rainbows, if he consistently makes tackles, it means their up front guys are getting past your defensive line, getting past your linebackers, and making your safety save tackles.
It is enough for the first down. The ball at the 36-yard line. Rainbows in this opening drive have moved the ball with authority. Lacey and Kennedy, again the wide receivers, Kloneski and Ornelas on the wings, and Tupualawalu remains at the running back spot. Ball is given to Alualu. Struggles inside the 35 and is wrestled to the turf as he gets to the 33. They do not call it AstroTurf here. This is Monsanto turf at Sam Boyd Stadium.
Monsanto. Rainbows, don't be surprised if the Rainbows rarely throw the football tonight. UNLV, against the run, they give up 318 yards per football game. Now, offensively for Hawaii, what they do on offense, rushing the football, is they average 250 yards per game.
Second down for the Rainbows, 2nd and 7. The ball just outside the 33-yard line of UNLV, opening drive of the game. Ball is given up the middle. We have some movement. Referee tonight is Rich Cullen. And this is a Big West.
Dead ball. Delay a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Delay of game against the Rainbows. That's something the Rainbows have really got to work on. I mean, you have something going, and all of a sudden you get a delay of game that takes away the momentum.
In every football game they've played so far this season, a delay of game penalty has taken away momentum and taken away consistency in an offensive drive.
Brett Washington has come in now at running back, 141 yards on 15 carries, 1 touchdown. 62-yard touchdown run last week against UTEP, number 30. Swing it out to Ornelas again. Ornelas to the 30, short of the first down as he leaps to the 25-yard line. Bobby Kaufman, number 14, there to make the stop for UNLV. That will bring up a 3rd down and short for the Rainbows. As you look at Jeff Horton, saying last night that his 2 outside linebackers have got to really perform tonight, otherwise his team is in trouble. 3rd down and 3. The ball at the 29 of UNLV. Ball is given to Washington, and he does not get the first down. Excellent job up front by Paul Carrillo, number 90, and Charles Fisher, number 54 for UNLV.
And for the Rebels, that tandem goes 6'2", 275 and 6'3", 255, and they collapsed on that hole. They both took a shot at Shane Oliveira, and both had hands in pulling down Brett Washington.
Rainbows will go for it on 4th down. 4th down, the ball inside the 29-yard line. Lacey and Kennedy are the wide receivers. Ornelas and Kleneski on the wings. Washington is the running back. Big play here. Ball is given to Washington. 1st down and much more. To the 10. To the 3-yard line.
Washington ball carrier down inside the 5-yard line.
Jabbar Thomas and Jermaine Webster finally corralled him inside the 10. But it really opened up, Robert, off that right side. Malay Pai, Haoli Wong, Shane Oliveira.
At first, there was nothing there. It looked like Brett Washington was going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. He breaks outside to his right, and it's a foot race between him and Jabbar Thomas. Jabbar Thomas drags him down from the back. Also, they're helping Jermaine Webster, who's the only returning starter off last year's Big West Championship team.
10:22 left to play in the 1st quarter. 1st down, goal to go for the Rainbows. Ball is given to Washington near the goal line, looking for the sign, and they say he's short. Very close to the touchdown. Brett Gilbert, number 58, led the defensive charge along with P.J. Tyler. Tyler, that inside linebacker. That ball is at the 1. 9:51 left. Good sustained drive by the Bows on this opening drive of the game. Washington remains in at running back. Let's see if Freitas, well, he's audibilizing at the line. Let's see if he sneaks. He does not. He keeps, goes to the end zone. He's hit at the goal line and is short. Now they say touchdown. Boy, that was a late call.
It took him a while to get there, and it took Glenn Freitas a while to get there. He took the snap, looked like and pulled the ball away quick from Brett Washington, decides to keep it, turns it upfield, takes a shot by Quincy Sanders, and again, goes backwards. Just like last week, 3 times running the football into the end zone. He went back first, crossing the goal line.
They say he broke the play. It took him a while to really analyze that. Waiting for the snap from center is Johnny Macon. Carlton Oswald puts it up, and it is good. 9:20 left to play in the 1st quarter. The Rainbows open the game with a sustained drive of 82 yards. They lead at 7-0.
Cutter 40 Isuzu clearance is on now. Over 456 models to choose from. 95 Isuzu Rodeos from just $16,989. 95 Ford Aspires, $74.95 or $123 per month. Drive a 95 Escort for just $127 per month. Or Ford's Aerostar minivan, just $238 per month. Or pay just $365 per month for both. Don't miss the giant annual clearance at Cutter 40 Isuzu.
Cutter 40, yeah, where you make the
He was a giant of a man and a friend to none. When he rode into town, he blocked out the sun. Said, I'm hungry, Jack, need a change of pace. Make it big, make it good, wipe that smile off your face. Outlaw Burger. I took a quarter-pound patty, onion rings, melted cheese, big strips of bacon in that barbecue sauce. Brought him to his knees. He cried, I gotta have one, Jack. I said, you better say please. Outlaw Burger.
Rainbows take the opening kickoff. They go 82 yards in 10 plays. And Robert, what is impressive, they use up 5 minutes and 42 seconds before they score.
That's good numbers, and what I really like about it is one of the keys to the game that we talked about before the game is offensively, they've got to roll the dice. Rainbows on 4th down, went for it, big play by running back Brett Washington. It sets up a touchdown for Glenn Freitas.
Tony Burton and Kwame Coleman are deep for UNLV. As Oswald will kick. 7-0 Rainbows, 9:20 left to play in the 1st quarter. Glad to have you with us throughout all the magnificent islands of Hawaii, from Kauai all the way down to the Big Island. Burton, number 27, and Coleman, number 21. Oswald kicks it. It is a short kick. Coleman comes up, takes it at the 15, almost steps out of bounds, in fact does. And it will be 1st down for UNLV from that point. So the Rebels, 1-3 on the year. They have lost at Rice. They have defeated Arkansas State, then really got beat up on the road at Eastern Michigan and Iowa State. Jared Brown is the quarterback, 44 of 81, 560 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he has been intercepted 7 times. They come out with double wide receiver to the right. First down from the 15. Brown to throw right away, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Tui, and covering on the play as they went after him right away was Al Hunter.
And we asked the coaches yesterday if in their game plan they had Hawaii number 27 written somewhere in it, because every team so far has picked on Alfred Hunter. Sometimes he's answered the call, many times he's not.
Hunter timed that defensive play perfectly. Second down and 10. Double wide receiver to the far side. That's Williams, number 8, and Briscoe, number 6. Brown rolling. He will run. Nobody there. He has the first down out over the 30, all the way to the 33. Big gain on that play. Punahou Aina finally rolled him down. There you see the starters: Briscoe, Coleman, Floyd, David White, the tight end, and Shannon Wilson. The offensive line: Whitmore, Perucci, Gonzalez, who is a walk-on, Morrison, and Riley. Briscoe is flanked to the far side in motion. Out of the backfield is Wilson. Brown throws. It is off the hands of Williams. Covering on the play was number 14, Robbie Robinson. The defense for the Rainbows tonight: Marvis Tauala, Brian Chapman, and Rod York across that defensive line. The linebackers, and they will be important and tested tonight: Nonga Katoa, Peter Salavea, the true freshman. Agent Hart Ellis not in that lineup tonight. He did not make the trip. And Kamuela Cobb Adams taking his place. And then Robinson, Hunter, Kubuyama, and another true freshman, Ho Ching, in that defensive secondary. Ball is given to the running back, Shannon Wilson. And Wilson, on second down and 10 from the 33-yard line, brings it out to the 37.
Shannon Wilson is 6'2", 235 pounds, and he wanted to go right, nothing there, and containment. You mentioned that this will be key for Hawaii, linebacking play. George Nonga held his ground and made a tackle for a short gain.
Tui and Williams are flanked to the near side. Out of the backfield again goes Wilson. We saw this at Wyoming. No setback. Brown to throw. It is off the hands of Tui at the 42-yard line. Jason Tui out of Newberry Park, California, transferred to UNLV from Nevada Reno. In fact, last year he had to sit out the year because of the transfer. And that will bring up fourth down. Rainbows hold. UNLV must punt it away. One of the things the coaches told us yesterday, their receivers just don't have good hands.
That's right, and they're young. They play 3 freshmen, true freshmen, in their receiving corps. Now, sometimes they have problems getting open. Other times they have problems holding onto a football, even though it's right there. But they're looking to the future. They're looking to join the WAC.
Joe Christosic punts. Very short punt. And that goes out of bounds. So the Rainbows will have excellent field position as they walk it up the sideline to spot it. Christosic comes into the game. He's out of Bish Gorman High School in Las Vegas. He's a redshirt freshman, averaging 36.6 in punting. Rainbows huddling on the sidelines. We saw this last week against UTEP. Then they will come on to the field. Player from each team will be honored at the end of tonight's game for going beyond the call. GTE Hawaiian-Tel will make a contribution to the General Scholarship Fund of the University of Hawaii. Only a 16-yard punt by Christosic. Tupo Alualu back in at running back. Rainbows overload the right side with 3 wide receivers: Planeski, Ornelas, and Kennedy. First down from their own 47. Ball is given to Alualu. Big hole. Headbutts his way to the 45 to the 44 of UNLV. Good power running by Tupu Alualu.
Alualu coming into the game so far, 49 carries this season, 183 yards, 1 touchdown. His longest run, 15 yards. His best game, the opening game, 127 yards against Texas.
You know the play of 9. Second down and 1. Rainbows have advanced the ball just outside the 44 of UNLV. Freitas back to throw. Sets up. Looking long for Ornelas. He has the ball batted away. Number 23, Jermaine Webster, saved the touchdown. Ornelas was clear. Webster came over and got his hand in there at the last moment. Oh, what an excellent play.
It's one of those pass plays that quarterback Glenn Freitas would wish he could have again. He had Ornelas wide open. The ball wobbled and floated up, and that allowed Jermaine Webster to make a break on it, come on over, and knock it away.
Good choice of plays, though. 2nd down and 1, go long. That brings up 3rd down and 1, following the incompletion. 3rd down and 1 from the 44-yard line of UNLV. Rainbows lead 7-0. Ball is given up the middle to Tupu Alualu, and he keeps going all the way inside the 40 of the Rebels. Brett Gilbert, the outside linebacker. Remember, he has to play a great game. He made the stop, and the Rainbows are moving the ball again. 7:17 left to play in the first quarter. Hawaii leading at 7-0. Jason Mane comes into the game, replacing Brannon Kennedy. Mane is flanked to the left side, and Harding, Matthew Harding, comes out wide to the right. Freitas with a long count here on 1st down from the 39. Ball is given again to Tupu Alualu. He's hit every which way. I mean, he was in a mix master that time. I mean, he was hit from the front, from the side, from the back, and he ended up with short yardage. Kevin Bass, the defensive end, made the stop. 6'3", 254 pounds, a senior from Mesa, Arizona.
That's why opposing coaches who take on Hawaii fear a guy like Tupu Alualu, because he can take the punishment, he can dish out the punishment. He hits defensive people as often as they hit him.
2nd down and 9 for the Rainbows. Freitas to throw. Sideline pattern. That's off the hands of Harding. And Harding was open.
No excuses, and Matt Harding will be the first to say he let that one get by. Glenn Freitas hit a wide open receiver. Receiver let the football go right through his hands. He was wide open, and Glenn Freitas hit him. Exactly where Matt was calling for. That's where the ball came.
Harding may have been thinking of great things up the sideline. It goes for naught. 3rd down and 9. Mane to the left and Harding to the right. Kleneski and Ornelas come out on the wings. Tupu Alualu still the setback, looking into a 4-man front. Freitas to throw. Steps up. Throws over the middle. High. Incomplete. On the crossing pattern was Kleneski. And that will bring up 4th down for the Bows. In passing tonight, Freitas is 2 for 5. But he had Ornelas and the touchdown perfectly engineered, and it was the play of Jermaine Webster that saved the touchdown, and then UNLV stiffened. Jason Tui is deep. Tui standing at the 10-yard line, and Chad Shrout, 42-yard average, at a 78-yarder at Wyoming. And he angles it down for that goal line, and it is caught at the 1. Caught by Towns at the 1-yard line. And UNLV will have it at about the 6-inch line. That's uncanny.
It's a great catch by Charles Towns. Now the Hawaii fans here will outnumber UNLV fans. They're loving it. UNLV fans are booing because as he caught the football, they saw his feet slide into the end zone.
37-yard punt. Timeout has been called. 6:03 left to play in the first quarter. The Rainbows have UNLV pinned.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane, Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium were formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving, to give you smooth starts and sure acceleration. Just give us 5 tanks, and we think Power Plus and Power Premium will make quite an impression on you.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
Just around the corner.
Loretto, what are you doing here? In a supermarket? Checking out the competition?
What are you doing here? Run out of bread?
Well, kinda.
That's why we're here.
For your convenience, Bank of Hawaii now delivers full-service banking 7 days a week at Hawaii's favorite supermarkets. Bank of Hawaii, Hawaii's bank. 7-day full-service banking at select Safeway, KTA, and soon Star Markets.
Anything less would be an inconvenience.
So the ball pinned back at the 6-inch line for UNLV. They've got to really operate in the shadows of that goalpost. Out of the huddle they come. Tony Burton now has gone in at running back. Behind the quarterback, Brown. Jared with a long count gives it to Burton, and he is hit by George Noga and friends, and he is very close to being shoved back into that end zone. But I believe forward progress carried him out to just about the 1-yard line. That's all. Good stiff resistance by the Rainbows.
If you're a defensive player, this is when you love to play the football game. You're on your opponent's goal line, and your defense will just come. A bunch of guys will get to hit the running back, and if you can get a safety, that'll fire up your defense for the entire rest of the game.
Here comes UNLV one more time. Burton remains in the backfield. We'll see if they put it up, even though they are deep in their own territory. Rolling is Brown, and he has a big hole out to the 16-yard line, and that's a first down. And the Rainbows have been susceptible to wide plays all season long. Jared Brown from Sacramento, California, transferred to UNLV from Sacramento JC. And remember, he started that play standing in his own end zone.
Coming into this game, 27 carries, 104 yards for Brown. And watch this. He kind of hides behind his offensive line, and Kamuela Cobb Adams for the Rainbows playing linebacker gets blocked out of the play by the offensive lineman and could not see their small quarterback.
Robbie Robinson and Daniel Ho Ching made the stop for the Rainbows. First down for UNLV. Back to pass again. Brown looks upfield, throws. It is incomplete. It was intended for Tui. Diving attempt at the 30-yard line. Covering on the play was Punahou Aina, number 47. And that will bring up second down. It is readily apparent to me, even at this early point in the game, that it behooves UNLV to run the ball instead of throwing the ball. They've had much more success. Williams and Tui to the far side. Briscoe to the near side. Quarterback Brown gives it up the middle, and with it, number 38, Shannon Wilson. And Wilson makes progress from the line of scrimmage, the 17 out over the 20 to the 22, and that will bring up third down, approximately 5. Brown has run the ball twice tonight for 34 yards. In passing, he is 0 for 4. Todd Floyd comes in that wide receiver core for UNLV, and it will be third down. They say third down and 4 for UNLV. David White is to the far side. Triple wide receiver now to the right. Brown rolls to the right, lofts it up. That's picked off. Picked off inside the 15. Ho Ching to the 10. Ho Ching to the 5. Great second, third effort. Daniel Ho Ching, who is a true freshman out of Long Beach, California. That is the 8th interception of the year by Jared Brown, and he lofted the ball, and that proved his undoing.
Now, Daniel Ho Ching is a guy who's in this football game because Doe Henderson, Hawaii's leader, is a guy who redshirted. Now, what caused that interception is number 54, Watson. He's putting pressure on Jared Brown. He makes Jared Brown throw the football before he wanted to, and the result was Jared Brown's 8th interception of the season and Daniel Ho Ching's first interception of the season. Now watch the run back. He gets hit. He gets popped. A couple of players take shots at him. He's keeping his balance. He's crawling down the field, and a big pickup of 27 yards on the INT return.
Brian Chapman hurt on the play. We'll be back with a progress report after we take this break.
Stay with the flock. Stay with the flock. Stay with the flock. Hey, who's that? Don't be a sheep. Dare to compare Panasonic sound to the other guys. Stay with the flock. Stay with the flock. Stay with the flock. Hey, who's that? Don't be a sheep. Dare to compare Panasonic sound to the other guys.
You live here, and you want to send a package over there. With UPS Hawaii 48-state ground service, you can send your package to the mainland and save almost 50% off the air rate. Plus, UPS offers ground track that lets you track your package 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Hey, time is money, and UPS can save you a lot of money. Proving once again that sending a package is as simple as UPS.
Brian Chapman left the field under his own power. It appeared to be, Robert, an ankle. And he's sitting on the bench. We, of course, do not have any instant diagnosis, not from this far away. The good news is the Rainbows have taken over after the interception by Daniel Ho Ching, his first interception of the year. First and goal to go from the 4. Washington in the game at running back. Freitas gives it to Washington, and he is upended immediately. Good job up front by Paul Carrillo and Kevin Bash.
Offensively for the Rainbows, it was Brett Washington getting the give from quarterback Glenn Freitas immediately and making the trip-up tackle was Carrillo. Mentioned he's 6'2" tall, 275 pounds. Came into the game with 12 tackles this season.
So here come the Rainbows. The ball on the 3-yard line, second down and goal to go. Washington behind the quarterback Freitas. Freitas looks over that 5-man front. Rainbows trying to punch it in here. Freitas gives it to Washington, and he may have fumbled the ball, and UNLV has it. Quincy Sanders. Boy, the Rainbows come up empty following a stellar interception and all kinds of possibilities. Now they say no fumble, that he was down. Well, Jeff Horton doesn't like that call. Let's look.
Brett Washington never got a good handle on the handoff from Glenn Freitas. He crossed it. It should have been a fumble.
And a touchback, and the ball at the 20-yard line for UNLV. They do not call it that way. Rainbows third down, goal to go. Alualu now is coming at running back. Ball is kept by Freitas, touchdown. So Freitas scores the touchdown after a controversial fumble call following a stellar interception by Ho Ching that set things up for the Rainbows. They now lead 13-0. And Oswald in to try the extra point. But Jeff Horton looking on here, the coach of UNLV, he has a case. He has a case. Johnny Macon will hold. Oswald kicks, and it is good. We look at the scoreboard, 2:55 left to play in the first quarter. Hawaii 14, UNLV nothing.
Here's another clever idea from Plymouth. Take the power of an advanced multi-port engine and the nimble agility of power rack and pinion steering, then expand on that idea considerably, and you'd have the new Plymouth Voyager Rally. Half sports car, half trunk. Clever idea. Plymouth Voyager Rally.
See your Hawaii Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
To demonstrate the uniqueness of a Beauty Rest mattress by Simmons, we're dropping the ball. On the competition, that is. Only Beauty Rest uses individually pocketed coils to help assure you undisturbed sleep, no matter what's rolling around next to you. Beauty Rest by Simmons, the Do Not Disturb mattress.
But don't you drop the ball. Get to Sears Home Life now. Beauty Rest Queen sets start at $649.99. And there are great values on twin, full, and king sizes, too. Beauty Rest by Simmons.
You be official here. And remember, you're looking at it from this angle. Ball comes out. That is definitely a fumble. But you can see that perhaps the official who had the angle saw the second time the ball came out. Well, Jeff Horton, I mean, he was giving the officials the what for, that's for sure. He said, you have cost me 2 bad calls. He thought that the punt that pinned him back inside the 1-yard line was a bad call. And now the fumble on Washington. Kwame Coleman is back deep, along with Tony Burton. Coleman, number 21, Burton, number 27. And kicking off will be Carlton Oswald. Kicks it off long, down the middle. It will go to Burton. He takes it on the 4-yard line. Burton trying to bounce outside. Paul Cunningham misses him. And Burton gets out over the 25 to the 28-yard line. Cunningham did pin him toward that sideline with help from friends. Kamuela Cobb Adams, number 51, came up to make the stop along with Peter Salovea. 24-yard return. UNLV 5 rushes, 44 yards in passing. They are 0 for 4 with 1 interception. They have no yards passing. Into the game, Jared Brown, the quarterback. Shannon Wilson is the running back. Triple wide receiver now to the right side. Wilson. Wilson from the 28 out over the 30 to the 31, gain of 3. George Nunga there to make the stop for the Rainbows, number 54. Rainbows, by contrast, they've rushed the ball 14 times for 84 yards. They have 2 touchdowns. In passing, they are 2 for 6 for 22 yards in the game so far. Tony Burton now has gone in at running back, and again, triple wide receiver to the near side. This is Burton. Burton short of the first down. That will bring up 3rd down as he gets out to the 34, gain on the play of about 2.5. Burton from Fallbrook, California, went to Palomar Junior College. Came into the game with 45 carries and 194 yards. David White now has come into the game. He replaces Damon Williams. White, number 10, the leading pass catcher, and he is the tight end. See if they drag him on this play. Burton in motion. Again, no setback. Brown to throw, looking for White. He is sacked in the backfield by George Nunga, number 54. And we were talking to some National Football League scouts yesterday, and they said, that's one of the players we're looking at, George Nunga.
We asked them who on the Hawaii football team that they are interested in, and all of them came out and said number 54. Here he comes on an all-out pass rush. Now, after the first 2 games of the season against Texas and Wyoming, there was concern because 2 football games, 0 tackles by George Nunga. So against when they start making their new game plans, what they've done is cut the cord on George Nunga defensively. They don't let him roam, they don't freelance, they don't make plays.
The stock Christmasik with an excellent punt goes to Ornelas, trying to get to the wall, and he gets back to the 36-yard line. It will be 1st down for the Rainbows there. For George Nunga, that is his 1st sack of the season. And for the Rainbows, their 5th sack of the year as a team. So the Rainbows will have it again in the final minute of the 1st quarter. The Rainbows leading 14-0. A 47-yard punt by Christosic and a 7-yard return by Ornelas. 1st down for the Rainbows. Washington now back in at running back. Kloneski and Ornelas remain on the wings. Kennedy and Lacey are the wide receivers. Freitas 1st down from the 36. Gives the ball up the middle. No. Freitas kept it and got swarmed under by Charles Fisher, number 54. Fisher has played a marvelous game so far for UNLV. Boy, Freitas had me fooled on that play.
That's the secret to this option offense. If you can fool us, you can fool the 11 guys in the red jerseys on the football field. And that time, a couple of them bit on Brett Washington, with Charles Fisher, who's 6'3", 255 pounds, did not.
Dylan Mikas into the game now at wide receiver along with Brannon Kennedy. 2nd down and 11 for the Rainbows from their own 35. Ball is given to Washington, and Washington is hit by Kevin Bass and Brett Gilbert. Good defense by UNLV, and the Rainbows not making progress at all. That's the final play of the 1st quarter. Hawaii leading 14-0. They've had some breaks.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today.
This is dull.
Doesn't have to be.
And now the starting lineup. That groom from Texas, Billy Clyde Humphrey. And at Bride, a 5'6" debutante from Alabama, Nell Peterson. The Humphrey wedding brought to you by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice cold Miller Lite, life is good. The vows are up.
I do. I do.
And they're good. Whoa, Nelly!
That was beautiful, man.
Oh, isn't that cute?
What?
You guys are like the 3 bears. You're Double Whopper, Whopper, Whopper Jr., Bing Bang Boom.
I'm hungry, so what?
Well, nothing, just sort of struck me as funny.
So what are you saying? I'm like the mama bear?
A Whopper value meal for any size appetite, starting at $1.99 every day at Burger King. That's getting your burger's worth.
Hey, Baby Bear, you gonna finish those fries?
Yes. Ooh, somebody needs a nap.
What do GECC employees do on the weekends? Well, most of the time, you'll find us sitting on our beepers. GECC Financial. Our business is helping you. Lots of people take work home from the office. At GECC Financial, we take the whole office. GECC Financial. Our business is helping you.
Feel how it feels to have healthier skin. It's nice to be near. It's great to be in. It's a paddable back and elbows to rub. It's Lever 2000 in your shower, your tub. Because Lever 2000 is the deodorant soap with moisturizer for healthier, lovable, rubbed-up, dubbable skin. Lever 2000 for healthier skin on all your 2,000 parts.
This sports presentation of K5, the home team, is sponsored in part by Lever 2000, the deodorant soap that's better for your skin.
They're giving best wishes to Lorei Fujiuchi, who was wounded in that attack that killed Randy Brewer. And Lorei back, I believe, in the islands, on the island of Kauai. We send her our best, and also her friends from the UNLV cheerleading squad. 3rd down and 10 for the Rainbows from their own 36-yard line. Freitas to throw. Throws and throws it wide. Excellent pressure that time by P.J. Tyler. And the Rainbows will have to punt it away. And Stroud comes in to punt. 14-0 Hawaii, just underway in the second quarter. Jason Tui deep for UNLV. What the Rainbows cannot afford here is the momentum swing, and UNLV having any success at all. So Stroud must root this one. End over end kick. That'll be returned by Tui. Takes it at the 30-yard line. Tui to the 35, and they bend him over there. Matthew Harding credited with leading the charge for the Rainbows. 34-yard punt and a 5-yard return. It will be 1st down for UNLV. 14:49 left. Rainbows opened the game with a very impressive 82-yard drive in 10 plays that consumed 5 minutes and 42 seconds. And then following an interception by true freshman Daniel Ho Ching, the Rainbows went 4 yards in 3 plays for their second touchdown. 1st down for UNLV. Ball is given up the middle to Burton. Big hole, burst to midfield. That is where UNLV can have success in the running of Burton. They have outstanding speed. And that's enough for a 1st down.
Burton is 5'10", 180 pounds, a junior, labeled the fastest player on this football team. Coming into the game, 45 carries, 194 yards. His longest run, 24 yards, coming into this football game.
Triple wide receiver to the left now for UNLV. 1st down from midfield. On a delayed handoff again, Burton skipping into the Rainbow secondary. High stepping to the Rainbow 45-yard line. Punaho Aina made the stop. Good blocking up front. Jose Gonzalez, the center, who was a walk-on. He is only 6 feet, 256 pounds. And Dennis Whitmore, that left tackle, doing an outstanding job of blocking for UNLV. Burton, 5 carries now, 26 yards. Good gain on 1st down. 2nd down, about 4.5 from the Rainbow 45. Brown to throw. Throws long up the sideline for Williams. It is incomplete. Running with Williams was Hunter, and there goes a late interference flag. Again, they picked on Al Hunter. And interference will be charged on the Rainbows. 15 yards automatic 1st down. Let's see if we can see it here.
Jared Brown was going deep. Now watch the play. I think Al Hunter's looking for the football, but his right hand was pushing off, his left hand actually, was pushing off the receiver
Pass
and creating some
interference
distance.
on the defense, 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
So that moves the ball to the Rainbow 31. UNLV starting to put together a concerted drive here. Rainbows have been penalized twice for 24 yards. Brown rolling, gets by the line of scrimmage and spins to the Rainbow 26-yard line. Punaho Aina there for the Rainbows, along with Matt Tufono. That'll be 2nd down and 6 following that run. And UNLV able to move the ball on the ground. They have been unsuccessful through the air. Coleman is flanked to the far side. And to the near side is Williams. Ball again given to Burton, and Burton is short of the first down as he crisply carries the ball inside the Rainbow 25-yard line. 13:08 left to play here in the first half. Jerry Leano there to make the stop for the Bows.
And after sitting out a season of playing football, it's good to see Jerry Leano get some playing time and start making plays for UH.
Big 3rd down play here for UNLV. 3rd down and 4. Rolling is Brown. Still rolling. Running out of room. Trying to angle for the first down, and he's chased out. Very close. He may have it. Kamuela Cobb Adams was there to race him to the sidelines as you look at Bob Wagner. And that is a first down. So the Rainbows trying to shore it up here as UNLV has its deepest penetration of this first half. 12:42 left to play in half number 1. And UNLV has it at the Rainbow 20. So they are right at the red zone. Triple wide receiver again to the far side. Jack Gilmore, number 45 in the game for the first time. He's flanked to the left. Williams to the right. Brown looking long over the middle. Throws for the corner. This is Williams. Makes the catch, but he is out of bounds. That's incomplete. Danny Katoa put some pressure on the quarterback.
And that time, making the play defensively was Al Hunter. Al Hunter got himself in a perfect position to squeeze the receiver out of bounds using the sideline as an aid for him defensively. Got him to squish it outside. He knew there was nothing behind him, no room to make a catch in the end zone.
UNLV now 0 for 6 in passing. Burton remains in at the running back. He has the ball, leaps over a blocker, and gets only back to the 20-yard line. That will bring up 3rd down and 10. Good play there by the Rainbows. Coming up for the secondary, Robbie Robinson, number 14. And Punaho Aina, number 47 for the Bows. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Let's see if Brown puts it in the air. He is yet to complete a pass. He's had 1 interference call, which has helped, but he's been intercepted once. He's thrown 8 interceptions this season. Rainbow showing blitz. Now they back off. 3rd down and 10 from the 20. Short pass off the hands of the receiver. Incomplete. Coleman. There's an example of what Coach Horton said. They just bounces out of their hands. He was open. Incomplete. He's now 0 for 7. That will bring up 4th down, and we will have a field goal try by Marshall Matthews, 5'10" junior from Barstow, California, went to Victor Valley Community College.
Yesterday we talked to offensive coordinator Steve Hagan. We asked him, Coach, you're in a clutch situation. You need a key catch. Who's the receiver you call the play for? He just laughed. He said, if we find one, let him know.
So this will be a 37-yard attempt, angled from the left. Kick is up on its way. It is good. And UNLV gets on the board. 11:52 left to play in the first half. Hawaii 14, UNLV 3.
Making it to the pros takes a certain level of excellence, the experience to get the job done right, and a reputation for quality. Like dependable CarQuest filters, high-efficiency filters keep your engine running clean and smooth. That's why professionals choose CarQuest. CarQuest filters, superior by design. So for the best possible performance, install what the pros install. CarQuest. Welcome to the pros.
Say, have you heard about the newest club in town? It's the new Unical 76 Gas Club. Join at any participating Hawaii Unical 76 station, and you'll be flying high with the buy one, get one free round-trip ticket on Island Air or Aloha Airlines. The more you drop in, the quicker you'll take off. Plus, at most locations, you'll save at the pump. Unical 76. Real people, real service, and with the new gas club, a really great deal.
Jeff Horton, who really is looking forward to going into the Western Athletic Conference. He says that for the first time, we will open up recruiting for this school, and for the first time, he will recruit in Hawaii. He says we can get some players from Hawaii to come to UNLV. That will help us immensely. And Robert chipped in, well, with the way Hawaii goes to Las Vegas, they can see their parents 3-4 times a year.
Exactly, and I'm surprised that right now, this football team in its past hasn't recruited in Hawaii because of the interest in people from Hawaii who want to travel and come to Las Vegas. It's perfect give and take. My son goes away to play sports, to play football, but I'm going to go to Vegas twice a year. Why not visit him? I know Coach Wagner hates us reminding people about that, though.
But Coach Horton has a plan. Bedard kicking off. It will go to Brandon Kennedy. He takes it at the 7-yard line. Kennedy looking for open space. Out over the 20 to the 24, and we have penalty flags. We could have an illegal block. 14 for the Rainbows, 3 for the Rebels. The Rebels starting to move the ball on the ground, an 18-yard return. And we'll discuss the penalty. Here's referee Colon.
Here's tonight's Kilgo's game squid. Questionable calls benefiting the University of Hawaii. 2 of them. One was the questionable call was the punt that was down near the goal line. The second one,
on the return, we have a block in the back, half the distance to the goal. It'll be a first down.
Both calls benefiting UNLV, getting a short end of the stick. The second one was the fumble by Brett Washington, and it was a fumble, make no doubt about it. Total yards offensively for both teams. The Rainbows 106, the Rebels 71.
Tupualu in that running back. First down for the Rainbows. The ball at the 9. They can't afford to turn it over down here. This is Ornelas. Good miss at the 12, another at the 15, and he is out close to the first down. Brett Gilbert there to make the stop. That defensive end, rather defensive linebacker on the wide side for UNLV. Brett Gilbert, yet another tackle. And we will have a measurement as Ornelas, who has shown us successful runs tonight following the pitch relationship. Much better pitch relationship tonight for Ornelas than last week against UTEP.
You know, after the game last week against UTEP, I was talking to Freitas and Ornelas in the locker room. So I asked him about that. I told Glenn, I said, Glenn, it seems at times George is a bit too close to you. You can't pitch the football. Glenn says, yeah, I know. I said, George, what's up? He said, oh, Glenn, I'm trying to help block for you. Glenn says, nice try, George. Back up a little bit.
Ornelas with a 10-yard gain. That's enough for the first down for the Rainbows. Kennedy and Mane are flanked to the near side. Freitas audibilizing at the line. Freitas gives the ball to Alualu, and he's bounced to the turf at the 23-yard line. Paul Correa there to make the stop, number 90. Short gain on the play. That will bring up second down for the Rainbows with 11:01 left to play in the first half. Rainbows up 14-3. Second down and 7. The ball just over the 22. Keeping his Freitas. Pitches back. This is Ornelas. Bad pitch, but he does a lot with it and is out to the 29. Very close to the first down. That's an example of George Ornelas having to stop in his tracks, reach up for the pitch, and still make something out of it.
I think the perfect line was bad pitch, but he does something with it. That's what makes a good football player. And George Ornelas may not be the biggest guy on the field. He's definitely not the fastest guy in the field, but he's got make-you-miss ability, and George Ornelas, quote-unquote, is a football player.
Carried enough for the first down. Ball out just short of the 30-yard line for the Rainbows. Again, they come out in that spread offense, double wing. Freitas gives the ball to Alualu. There's nothing there. Boy, excellent job that time by Marvin Robinson. Robinson showed up right where Tupu wanted to go. I mean, he was putting up roadblocks right there. Robinson he's from Mississippi. Is that Buddy, Mississippi? Is that Bude, Mississippi?
Boudet.
Or Boudet, yes. Second down and 8 yards to go. Ball short of the 32. Freitas to throw with time. Throws long over the middle. That is caught by Klonetsky. And he gets to the 40-yard line of UNLV. Little juggle, but he's able to hold on. Jabbar Thomas, number 32, made the stop.
Hawaii quarterback Glenn Freitas coming into the football game 11 of 21 in the air for 122 yards. That time he underthrew a wide open Eddie Klonetsky, and for Klonetsky on the season, that is reception number 15.
29-yard gain, first down for the Rainbows. The ball just short of the UNLV 39. Giving up the middle to Tupu Alualu. Howers to the 37. We'll see where they give him the forward progress. Damian Howard, number 68, from Carson, California, redshirt freshman, halted his progress. 8:42 left to play in the first half. Rainbows love these sustained drives. It keeps the offense of the opponent off the field. Clock becomes a very close friend of the Rainbow offense. And they've been able to put together an 82-yard drive in the opening drive of this game, and they want to duplicate that right here. Rainbows will call a timeout with 8:19 left. First timeout of the game called by the Rainbows. There you see the score. We shall return on a great night.
We thought we were being so smart with our money. Tax-free bonds, IRAs, mutual funds.
So, what did the financial planner say?
Well, she said we need a savings account that pays more.
Oh, savings account.
It's smart to have a savings account at American Savings Bank
Well, she said to shop around.
because we pay one of the highest rates in town.
Glad we talked to her.
We? More than ever, it pays to have a savings account at American Savings Bank.
Kick off the season with Toyota's triple option sale. Rush in for big savings on Camry, Corolla, and Tercel. You choose the option. Option 1. Receive $500 cash back. Or Option 2. 2.9% APR financing. Or Option 3. Lease payments from only $139 per month. Score big with Toyota's all-star lineup. Rush in and choose your best option before time runs out.
I love what you do for
See your dealer for details.
Toyota Hawaii.
Jeff Horton, very nice gentleman to talk to, has a master's degree from the University of San Francisco.
Wow.
Throw that in. Got to throw that in. Second down and 7 for the Rainbows. The ball at the 36 of UNLV. Freitas again to Tupu Alualu. Alualu follows the block into the line by Shane Oliveira, then steps over would-be tacklers. However, he is still short of the first down. P.J. Tyler able to trip him up. Freitas in passing 3 for 7, 51 yards. Ornelas in rushing 3 carries, 39 yards. Kennedy comes back into the game. Third down and short yardage. Third about a yard and a half for the first down. Ball is given up the middle again to Tupu Alualu, UNLV, and I think everyone in the stadium knew that that may have been the play on third and short yardage, and they were waiting for him. Paul Carrillo, again, will be credited with the tackle. And they may have to measure here.
Now, minus that big run play by Brett Washington, who busted one on 4th down and short, UNLV has done an excellent job of stuffing Hawaii's fullback, making contact at the line of scrimmage, sometimes behind the line of scrimmage, and stopping them from making forward progress after initial contact.
And the Rainbows are short.
You mentioned it, Jim. I think everybody here in the stadium knew that number 44 was going to hit the football for Hawaii, but as soon as he got it, he saw nothing but red in front of him.
Now it's 4th down, and the Rainbows will go for it. Freitas trots back on the field. UNLV players trying to get the crowd into it. 4th and about a foot. Tupu Alualu remains at the running back. Kennedy trying to position himself as the wide receiver. Single coverage on both. Linebackers looking inside. Quarterback sneak. Freitas takes it himself. The most simple, most efficient way of doing it. And he moves the ball to the 26-yard line. Jabbar Thomas able to meet him there to halt his progress, but that gives the Rainbows a 1st down, the 26 of UNLV.
And this is what the Rebels were looking at. Freitas takes a snap, sneaks behind Marcus Malepeai. Now, if you go behind Marcus Malepeai, you're going to get 6 inches. Marcus Malepeai is a big young man.
1st down for the Rainbows at the 26 of UNLV. Freitas to throw. Throws on for the end zone. Lacey, touchdown! Lacey got behind Bobby Kaufman. And Freitas put the ball right in there. And the Rainbows are up 20-3. So Freitas, who was criticized for throwing the ball high and wide, he was perfect on this.
Glenn Freitas put just enough air under the football and the receiver got it into Gerald Lacey, hit him in stride, hit him on the money. That was the best pass Glenn Freitas has thrown the entire season. Tonight, again, somebody wide open across the middle.
Oswald with the extra point. That's good. 21-3, Rainbows. Gerald Lacey, his 1st touchdown pass of the season.
Waiting for the ultimate chicken finger food? Try new Colonel's Crispy Strips from KFC. Juicy, all-white meat chicken, freshly prepared with our special extra tasty crispy recipe. New Colonel's Crispy Strips are good enough to be a meal, so eat them with a knife and fork, if you can wait that long.
Everybody needs a little KFC.
And for a mealtime treat, bring home 3 Colonel's Crispy Strips, mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw and a biscuit, all for just $2.99.
And away we go. Creative Holidays Escorted Christmas Charter is back and seats are going fast. Join us and take advantage of this outstanding family vacation from only $429. You'll enjoy 5 exciting nights at the fabulous Golden Nugget Hotel with meals and transfers. We'll even have in-flight bingo games and prize giveaways. We're leaving December 20th. Call now.
Creative Holidays, and away we go.
Take a look at this touchdown pass again. 26-yard touchdown throw by Freitas. And Freitas just puts it perfectly into the arms of Lacey, who had gotten behind Kaufman deep. That's the 2nd touchdown pass of the year. Last week, Freitas threw a touchdown to Kennedy, but that's his longest touchdown pass of the year, 26 yards. And again, a sustained drive, 92 yards in 5 minutes.
An excellent play calling by Hawaii offensive coordinator Kanani Souza. Obviously, in preparing his game plan, he'd seen something across the middle against UNLV because many receivers have been open for Hawaii.
Short kickoff. And it is taken with a fair catch by Ted Darnell, number 99. And it will be 1st down for UNLV. Now UNLV, who's had success, a boomlet of success, a modicum of success in running the ball, but not in throwing the ball. What do you think they're thinking now? I mean, they have not completed a pass tonight. They've been helped by an interference penalty, but they've been intercepted once.
Coach Horton, all his life, has been an offensive guy. He played receiver. He likes to coach quarterbacks. He wants to throw the football, he may stick to his guns.
He will throw it. This is Brown. He throws it wide. That's almost picked off. It was intended for Briscoe. And covering on the play was Ho Ching, who already has one interception in this game. For your next party, call Jumbo's favorite island catering. From intimate to large functions, paper plates to chinaware, delivery service and a wide menu selection. Jumbo's does it all. Call 839-5442, 839-5442, Jumbo's favorite island catering. Second down, short pass, that is complete. And coming up to bump the John Branch out of bounds is Robbie Robinson.
And for UNLV in their passing game, Jared Brown's first completion in 9 attempts. And for UNLV, it's a welcome back to number 20, DeJohn Branch, who's coming back from a twisted knee. Last year, they say he was the team's best offensive player.
Branch in at running back now. He goes in motion. They overload the right side with 3 wide receivers. Brown looking, throws over the middle, crossing pattern. White, that's complete. And White, who caught 10 passes last week against Iowa State, makes his first reception tonight. He's 26 years old. In fact, he is older than his position coach, Scott Squires.
Squires is 25, and this guy, David White, 26. He just sneaks into Hawaii's middle area before he gets tackled by Joe Shaw, but for very, very little gain.
That'll bring up 4th down, and punting will be Joe Christosic. Deep, Ornelas. Ornelas, who does not like to call fair catches, he'll return this, takes it at the 27. Ornelas is upended. Upended by Javon Seymour at the 30-yard line, short return. And it will be first down for the Rainbows. They say his forward progress where he came down was the 32. So 5:52 left to play in the half. We'll take this break.
Okay, listen. Some of you hounds are getting all turned around dealing with the opposite sex. It's real simple. Be your own dog. And if that ain't good enough for her, she ain't good enough for you. How you doing, ladies? Of course, it's easy for me to say. Red Dog beer, bold yet smooth, easy to drink. Red Dog. I was born beautiful.
Zippy's and BHP Gas Express coupons. Hey, what's it all about?
It's about 14 weeks of money-saving coupons.
Win weekly prizes in the Rainbow Football Sweepstakes, like trips to Bo's away games via Vegas, a big screen TV, 100-hour gift certificates, a new Jeep Cherokee. Enter at South Seas Jeep, BHP Gas Express, and Zippy's.
And look for money-saving coupons in every Friday sports section.
Hey, where you going with the coupons?
To get dinner and a fill-up.
All right.
So the Rainbows will take over following that 4-yard punt by Christosic and the 5-yard return by Ornelas. They have the ball at their own 32-yard line. They were able to put together a long, sustained drive over 5 minutes the last time they had the ball, and that culminated in a 26-yard touchdown pass. Brett Washington in at running back behind Freitas. Freitas may have been a broken play. And Freitas is swarmed under back at the 30. Loss of 2. That will bring up 2nd down and 12. Robert, on that play, something just was not right.
That's right, Glenn Freitas. Either it was a poorly executed quarterback draw or it was a busted play, because Glenn Freitas looked like he wanted to hand off the football or look for somebody to draw a mesh and run option football, but nobody was there. So he just made his way forward before he was tackled by Derek Monroe.
I think that Michael Peterson in pulling ran into him, and that threw him off. 2nd down and 11. Freitas gives the ball up the middle. Big hole to Washington. Breaks a tackle at the 40. Gets out of bounds inside UNLV territory. That's the kind of explosiveness that Washington possesses. I mean, he can go into the line maybe 1, 2 yards, 3 yards, and all of a sudden, he's running free in that secondary. That was the case that time. First down for the Rainbows.
And this is exactly what UNLV head coach Jeff Horton did not want to see. He said the only way he wanted to see number 30 was flat on his back and not standing up and picking up positive yardage, moving his feet down the field.
Another tackle by Jabbar Thomas. First down for the Rainbows at the 48-yard line of UNLV. They lead it, the Rainbows do, 21-3. And either somebody moved on the Rainbow offensive line, or it will be encroachment on Kevin Bass, number 52, for the Rebels. 5:08 left to play in the first half that has seen the Rainbows successful both on the ground and in the air.
Offside on the defense, 5-yard penalty.
That call will go against number 52, Kevin Bass, for UNLV. Now, in that play, it's like he had no clue. He stepped up, he leaned, he stopped, and he said, oh, what the heck, I'm already across the line. I don't want to go backward. I'm going to jump forward and hit somebody.
First down and 5. Rainbows flip-flopping. Lacey, fresh off that touchdown reception, flanked to the left. And I believe Clint Kubayama has come into the game as a receiver. No, check that. That's Cunningham. Long pass for Kennedy, and there will be an interference inside the 10. Jermaine Webster reached down and grabbed Kennedy. The Rainbows try for it all up the far sideline. And that will be 15 yards and an automatic first down.
That big lob from Glenn Freitas was intended for number 1 for Hawaii, Brandon Kennedy, Hawaii's big playmaker. Jermaine Webster mentioned he's the only returning starter in the Rebel defensive backfield. That time made a mistake. Last year, Webster voted the team's most improved player. That time, a major mistake.
On the defense, 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
The ball is advanced to the 28-yard line of Las Vegas. And Cunningham remains in the game now, number 33 for the Rainbows. Lacey and Mikas are flanked to the left side. Washington continues at running back. Cunningham on the wing. Along with Kloneski, they give the ball up the middle to Washington, and he runs into a sea of red. Charles Fisher leads the defensive charge again. Fisher there, along with Kevin Bass. Get on the play of 2, second down, 8 yards. 8 yards to go for the Rainbows. Ball at the 26. Freitas back in on the wing now. Mikas and Lacey are the wide receivers to the near side. Single coverage on Lacey. Double coverage on Mikas. Ball is kept by Freitas. Pitches back. This is Ornelas with running room. He may score. 10-5. Leaps into the end zone. Touchdown.
And that's what Rainbow football fans have been waiting for all season. Throughout high school. A 2-time state player of the year offensively. Here he goes. Takes a pitch, comes over Bobby Kaufman, goes, here! Gets into the end zone. His first career Division I college touchdown.
The Rainbows are up here 27-3. Oswalt in to try the extra point. It is up, and it is good. Rainbows lead it 28-3. 4 touchdowns here in the first half. All of them a variety. 2 short yardage touchdowns, and then all of a sudden a 26-yard touchdown pass from Freitas to the wide receiver Gerald Lacey, and then now the big run and touchdown by Ornelas.
It was an excellent execution because he was kind of close to Freitas and took the pitch, but it was excellent execution at the end. He looked like he was going to get stopped. Kaufman went down for his legs, and George Ornelas went, yeah, and jumped right over him. Said, no, you're not going to touch me.
How did he go?
Yeah. Look at that again. Ornelas was not going to be denied his first college touchdown.
26-yard touchdown run by George Ornelas. 68 yards on 4 plays. 1 minute and 41 seconds elapsed time. The Rainbows lead it 28-3. Oswalt will kick it off. Coleman and Burton are deep for UNLV. You're seeing a variety of kickoffs by Oswalt here. See if he goes deep or whether he just makes a chip shot to an open area. He will kick it deep. Backing up for it. Burton takes it, steps into the end zone. He's got to come out of there. He does. He's at the 10. 15. And Cunningham horse collars him as he gets back to the 19-yard line. The Miller Brewing Company supports Rainbow Fever. A portion of the sales proceeds will be donated to the University of Hawaii Athletic Program. When you purchase Miller Brewing Company products, Miller reminds you to support Rainbow Fever and, very importantly, to think when you drink. It will be first down for UNLV at the 19-yard line. Ball is given up the middle, out to the 25, and that's DeJohn Branch. Branch from Lutcher, Louisiana, returns to action with the UNLV after missing 6 weeks because of a severe sprain and bruise to the knee, the medial collateral ligaments. Burton comes back in now. Quick pass. That is complete to Briscoe. And Briscoe has the first down at the 34-yard line. So, Robert, UNLV, I mean, they're looking up now. They're behind 28-3 here with 3:35 left to play in the first half. They've got to throw the ball.
And what they're trying to do is establish their base as an offensive unit, and their base, according to their coach, is throwing the football to open up the run. Unsuccessful so far.
Ball is given to Burton, bumps, and gets maybe a yard. Rainbows were there to wall him off at the line of scrimmage. And the clock continues to tick. 3:18, 3:17 left here in the first half. A first half that has seen the Rainbows dominate and has seen Glenn Freitas successful on a touchdown pass, and George Ornelas scoring his first touchdown as a Rainbow on an electrifying 26-yard run. Ball is complete to Williams. Williams at midfield to the 49-yard line. It was a timing war there between Williams, the receiver, and Ho Ching. And Ho Ching missed the timing.
Williams started on the outside against Robbie Robinson, made a break inside, and Daniel Ho Ching actually thought he was going to get an interception until the receiver stepped right in front of him and picked up a first down for the Rebels.
First down for UNLV at the 49 of the Rainbows. Brown to throw again, throws long up the sidelines. This one is incomplete. It was intended for Carlos Baker, number 82, covering on the play, Robbie Robinson. And that will bring up second down and 10 yards to go. Garrett Brown has gone the distance at quarterback here in the first half. Last week, Coach Horton used 3 quarterbacks. We do not see any indication of the backup Jason Davis warming up on the sidelines. It is all Brown. Second down and 10. Briscoe and Williams to the far side. Coleman to the near side. In motion is Burton. 4 wide receivers, now 5 wide receivers. Quick pass. That is caught by Williams at the Rainbow 42-yard line.
Number 8, David Williams.
Al Hunter made the tackle for the Rainbows. Gain on the play to the Rainbow 42, and that will bring up third down and 3. Tui has come into the game wide to the near side. Coleman is slotted inside of Tui. And then Briscoe. Rainbows may have jumped off. Quarterback takes it, leaps to the 40-yard line, we'll see.
Offside on the defense, 5-yard penalty.
And that'll drive Hawaii defensive coordinator George Lumpkin and defensive line coach Olima Afua nuts, because you have an opportunity on 3rd and medium range to stop the Rebels, but your front guys jump across the line of scrimmage, and an excellent play by center Jose Gonzalez, because if those guys jump, you automatically snap the football to get that play.
4th penalty against the Rainbows here in the first half. They've been penalized for 41 yards. Brown audibilizing at the line of scrimmage, triple wide receiver, and something did not happen. Like the snap didn't happen. Everybody moved, but I don't think Gonzalez snapped the ball. He just kept it. That's weird. That was weird.
Dead ball, an illegal snap on the offense, 5-yard penalty.
I think it's actually an illegal non-snap, wasn't it?
Yeah. So the 5-yard penalty against the Rainbows is now nullified. And it's first down and 15 for UNLV at the 42-yard line. We're trying to figure out what happened. We may have. We'll show it to you. First down, 15 yards to go. Brown needs to complete this. Running. Joe Shaw grabs him, and then the defense surrounds him. I think the quarterback, Brown, was standing behind the see, 63 is the center, and Brown was standing behind the guard.
And then he acted like he took the snap and started rolling left anyway.
And Gonzalez did what he was supposed to do. He actually snapped it.
And nobody home.
That's amazing.
That's the ultimate cover-up. Gerald Brown goes behind Gerald Fiorucci. He stands up behind the guard and not the center. To the right is the center. He snaps it, hits his own Okole. Now what Brown does is try to play the fake out. He starts rolling left like he's got the football and nobody home.
I have never seen that. I have never seen that.
But you got to give him credit for not just standing there and says, oops, he tried to fake everybody out.
Jose Gonzalez did the right thing. Hey, I'm paid to snap the ball. I hear the count. That ball's coming up.
He's probably thinking, wait, I still got the ball. How did that ball hit my Okole?
Anyway, it is second down and about 7.5 to go for UNLV. I don't know what Brown was thinking on that play.
The problem was Brown wasn't thinking on that play.
So UNLV, following the timeout, will come back to action now with the ball just inside the Rainbow 35-yard line, and Brown, no doubt, will look for Jose Gonzalez. Charles, Williams, and Tui to the near side. Rolling to the short side, throws as he's hit by Noga, and that ball almost picked off by Punahoaina. Noga really put the pressure on him, Robert.
George Noga did. Now, George Lumpkin, the coordinator for Hawaii's defense, says if George Noga, whoever they play, if he has a good football game, chances are far greater that Hawaii comes out on the winning side of the column.
Rainbows leading 28-3 with 1:14 left to play in the first half. So Jared Brown from Sacramento, California. As you look at George Noga, and there's Jeff Horton saying, we need to score. We need to get on the board here. 3rd and 7 from the Rainbow 35. Brown just lays it off, swings it out to Tony Burton, and Burton steps out of bounds at the Rainbow 29, chased out by Punahoaina, and Robbie Robinson coming up to help out. That's 3 yards short of the first down. That will bring up 4th down.
Punahoaina, number 47 for Hawaii, 5'11", 220 pounds. Coming into the game, 7 tackles, 1 interception. This time he had Burton 1-on-1. Burton tried to bounce it outside and go down the sideline. Punahoaina forced him to the sideline, got some help from Robbie Robinson and running him out of bounds, but it stopped the clock.
Williams and Charles to the far side. Brown positioning Burton on the wing. Brown looking right, throws, incomplete, and interference will be called on Al Hunter. Ball was intended for Carlos Baker, and Hunter made contact. 1:02 left to play.
Jared Brown, the quick pass to Carlos Baker, who came into the football game with 2 receptions. Al Hunter got there before the football.
Pass interference on the defense. That's less than 15 yards. Spot foul and an automatic first down.
So the ball is at the 23. An automatic first down for UNLV. Williams and Derek Charles to the far side, to the near side. Baker out of the backfield comes Burton. 4-man pattern, now 5-man pattern. Throws long for the end zone. It is caught! A great catch by Burton. Touchdown! So UNLV scores players, and they went after Al Hunter. And Al Hunter called for interference, may have been playing off the ball a little too much.
Now, it's either Al Hunter fell asleep in the end zone or Burton pushed off Al Hunter as he got into the end zone, because all of a sudden Al Hunter had decent coverage up to the goal line, up to maybe the 2 or 3 yard line. And all of a sudden Burton is wide open on the side of the end zone, pulls in the pass.
Burton's second touchdown reception of the year, the 4th touchdown pass thrown by Jared Brown. Excellent catch in the deep corner. 28-9 with 55 seconds left in the first half. And the kick is up, and it is good.
Now here's a replay on that touchdown. Jared Brown heaving it up to the corner of the end zone. There you see Al Hunter, and there you see contact. The left arm, Burton might have pushed off Al Hunter to break away to the end zone, because Al Hunter had him fronted, had good coverage up to the goal line. There you see it, the contact, the push off. All of a sudden Al Hunter is spinning around. It's either that he got turned around cleanly or the push actually got him out of the way of the football.
But the greatness of the catch should not be taken away. That was an excellent catch by Burton, because he was rapidly running out of room in the deep corner of the end zone, and when he came down, that foot was right inside the line. One of the Rainbow players is down. And that's Rod York, but he appears to be okay. 81 yards in 10 plays, and the touchdown pass from Brown to Burton. They had 3 rushes and 7 passes on that drive, but UNLV has established something. They can move the ball on the Rainbows, and they've done it here, 28-10. Rainbows lead with 55 seconds left. Now the Rainbows have enough time to perhaps do some damage.
55 seconds is a lot of time for Glenn Freddy's to operate this football team and get them into at least yardage for a field goal attempt by Carlton Oswald.
Harding and Kennedy deep for the Rainbows, standing at the 5-yard line. Kicking off Jordan Bedard. Line drive kick, bounces, taken on the 20-yard line. Return to the 31, a fumble, and UNLV may have it. They're still fighting for possession. They give it to UNLV. Big break here. So recovering the ball for UNLV was Mark Valmore.
Mark Jenkins is the Hawaii player who picked up the squib kick and made it upfield, and no doubt that's a fumble. He got hit. He just lay there motionless afterwards, and he's lying there after the play right now, still on the field. Fumble, a break that goes UNLV's way after Hawaii had 2 breaks go their way earlier in this football game.
And concern now for Jenkins, one of the up men. Mark Jenkins, who got that ball, came up field, and then when he went down very hard. And only now they are rolling him over. I'd like to see that fumble again, because there could be a case that was he down? Did the ball come out before, or he lost possession before he actually hit the turf?
And here's that replay again. He got hit. The ball is out. Both of his legs have not touched the ground yet. And he's still lying there, obviously in some pain. Head trainer Eric Okazaki there on the field tending to the injury.
So the Rainbows were up cruising 28-3. Now it is 28-10, and UNLV will have it at the 32-yard line of the Rainbows following that turnover. And concern now for number 19, that's Mark Jenkins. And they want to take all the time that they can.
Funny thing, this game of football, 28-3. It looks like Hawaii's rolling on to a victory. It looks like it's going to be, you hate to say it, but it looks like it might be easy. And it looks like that this UNLV football team may have been borderline, how do you say it back home? Junk. Now all of a sudden they get a touchdown play. They get a break. If they cash in on this play on his break and make a touchdown, it's 28-17. It's an entirely new ball game from 28-3 going into halftime.
They help Jenkins off. Here comes UNLV. Triple wide receiver to the right. Brown, fresh off a touchdown pass, running into the secondary. One man to beat Kubayama, and Kubayama tackles him at the 13-yard line. UNLV now has momentum on their side. They overloaded the right, they went back to the left, and there was nobody there.
And then over-under is coming into play now. The over-under was on Hawaii's side when the game started. Hawaii fans outnumbering Rebel fans here at Sam Boyd Stadium. Now UNLV fans are out cheering the Hawaii fans.
Derek Charles to the far side. Out of the backfield comes Burton. Brown almost fumbled the ball. Sets up, throws for the end zone for Burton. Touchdown! Question marks in that secondary. Question marks. Second touchdown pass in less than 30 seconds for UNLV. And a penalty apparently for celebrating in the end zone on UNLV's Burton. But he has become the man of the hour. Jared Brown, his second touchdown pass of the game. And Jared Brown goes over to his coach and said, "Coach, I know what I was doing wrong before. Don't send any other quarterback in for me. I can feel it."
And what a play. He actually bobbled exchange from center, picked it up, actually turned 360, turned around, didn't even know if Burton was wide open in the corner, heaves it up there, and again, it's an incredible catch by Burton.
Well, you see the offensive coordinator.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, removing the helmet before he got back to the bench.
That is so stupid. I've been waiting many games to say that. You're going to penalize the guy who made an exceptional catch. What he made was a professional catch. That's an NFL catch. He got both feet in the end zone. It's a great, incredible catch. He's partying. He's celebrating with his teammates. Takes his helmet off, and it's 15 yards. It's ridiculous.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. 28-17. UNLV comes back.
Offensive coordinator Steve Hagan, that's not the way he diagrammed that football play. He bobbled the snap, bounced it, heaved it up there. Watch the catch. Both feet in the corner of the end zone. Burton beating Robbie Robinson in the corner for 6 points.
Boy, this is the same quarterback, remember, that lined up behind the wrong player? All of a sudden, he has found the range. Burton, 3 catches in this game, 42 yards and 2 touchdowns, and 2 touchdown passes in less than 30 seconds. And it's 28-17 Rainbow.
Now we're trying to decipher if that penalty call for removing the helmet was either on the quarterback, Jared Brown, or the receiver, Burton, because Brown is the guy who had his helmet off on the football field.
Coach trying to get the crowd into it.
You see that coach to the left right there?
Yeah. Oh, that's the one.
That's the guy. Yeah. Right here, the hat, the baseball hat, the football hat. He's walking down the sideline. That's the guy. We're at the airport the other day, folks. We're driving the rental car. We're at the gate trying to pay to get out like nice guys. That's James Spurlock. All of a sudden, we're talking story, listening to the radio. Ba-boom! We get hit from the back. We're like, let's not get mad. Let's not get upset because we have no idea where we are. Walk out of the car. It's that coach. The coach hits us.
He was talking to a recruit. This is Matt Harding. Harding, ankle tackled as he gets out to the 48-yard line. Dan Stewart made the stop for UNLV. Now the Rainbows, 22 seconds left in the first half. 34-yard return by Matthew Harding. Rainbows will huddle on the sideline again.
At their 48-yard line.
So UNLV, it appeared at one point in this first half that they were hopelessly behind. Their quarterback was 0 for 8 in passes, 1 interception. He has put it together. 28-17, Freitas to throw. Looking sideline, throws, that is complete to Ornelas. And we have a new quarterback. That was Howe. John Howe is coming to the game. Excuse me. John Howe into the game for Freitas.
Number 41.
So Howe all of a sudden comes into the game in the final seconds of the first half. That's got to be a question for the coach here. Do they have this quick strike offense, and it is Howe's responsibility to make it work? We'll see. Randall Locomoto in on the wing. Howe rolling. Throws. It is complete to Kennedy. He gets out of bounds at the 29. 10 seconds left. John Howe put it in there. This is a surprise to me.
It is, because your starting quarterback, Glenn Freitas, was moving your football team. He was going up and down this field. Of course, he missed a few open receivers at the middle, but he's got that touchdown pass. An excellent catch by Brandon Kennedy, an excellent pass by John Howe in traffic.
Now the ball is at the UNLV 30. 10 seconds left to play. Rainbows lead 28-17. Kennedy is flanked to the right. Ornelas and Lacey flanked to the left. Lacey already a touchdown reception in this game. Ornelas a touchdown run. Howe looks. Kennedy wide open. He's at the 20. Kennedy is bumped out of bounds by number 23, Jermaine Webster, at the 21. 5 seconds left. And we may see the field goal team come on as Carlton Oswald. And they will put the ball down. Johnny Macon will put it down at the 27. This is a 37-yard attempt, angle from the right. So the Rainbows trying to answer back here after giving up 14 points. Straight points within 30 seconds. Kick by Oswald. That has the distance. It is good. And the Rainbows lead 31-17, so they answer back. And they want to put the cork back in the bottle for UNLV. They don't want that genie to get out. Now there's 1 second left to play in the first half. John Howe, 3 for 3, 31 yards. Howe comes off the bench, and he leads a quick strike offense that gets into position. Now we're going to have to ask the coach for the coach's show tomorrow. Hey, why was this the plan? Because Freitas had moved the team. Apparently, quick strike, John Howe.
Well, you see, you got to credit number 16 for coming in and completing those 3 passes and getting his football team into position to get that field goal. On the flip side, you're thinking, what happens to the head and the mind game of number 12, Glenn Freitas? He's done the job in this football game. I would think you want to give number 12 the confidence to say, hey, we've made a decision, you're our guy. We're going to ride you and ride you and ride you, not only in the good times, not only when you run the option, we're going to make you a better passer. We've gone through weeks of practice. You've gone through your own drills with your own passing coach, where we're trying to develop you as our quarterback. You yank him in a situation where he might have learned something.
A squib by the Rainbows, taken by one of the up-men. With it is Bob Bone, and Bone goes down at the 40-yard line, and that's the end of the first half. Rainbows lead 31-17 in an action-packed first half from Sam Boyd Stadium here in Las Vegas. At the half, game time at the half, coming up right after this break.
Because you care about your car, you deserve the best. Top quality parts, don't settle for less. Names you trust at a real good price. Easy going people who will treat you real nice. Auto Value, Hawaii is on. Auto Value, our name stands alone. When you want second to none. Auto Value is the one. Go for the real thing.
What can you buy with 9 cents?
Maybe you can get 1 finger push.
With Sprint Cents, you can call Inter-Island for only 9 cents a minute, or all the way to the mainland for just a penny more.
1 piece of pokey with no limo.
1 low flat rate every weeknight and all weekend long, with no monthly minimum or fees. Get 100 minutes free when you sign up now. 9 cents a minute, only from Long Distance USA Sprint. call 841-4144.
There were those who would have you believe that inter-island air travel is a lot like riding this shuttle bus. But even if a bus could fly, would you want to be on it? After all, a bus doesn't have our convenient inter-island schedule. And you won't find easy drive-through check-in. Oh, and the beverage service? No. So knowing you can always expect great fares and the most convenient schedules from Aloha Airlines, why would you settle for less? Fly Aloha Airlines. Expect more.
If it happens in the world of entertainment, you'll see it on
Extra.
Hey, Extra. Let's roll, please.
The secret's out.
Extra covers it. Up close.
I gotta be honest.
Really is amazing.
Catch all the latest breaking news. Inside the world of entertainment.
This is absolutely true, yeah.
Only on Extra.
Game Time at the Half is sponsored by Auto Value Parts Stores, Hawaii's name brand auto parts and supply headquarters. And JN Truck Center, Hawaii's only truck center. And Cycle City.
With the first half over in Las Vegas, it's Hawaii 31, UNLV Rebels 17. Aloha, everybody. I'm Alema Harrington. With the first half over, we're going into game time at the half. We have a full schedule of games for you to cover in our halftime segment. Let's get right to it, starting with a Pac-10 matchup tonight. Arizona State and 5th-ranked Southern Cal in the third quarter. Brad Otten will find John Allred. This is 20 yards and a TD. Trojans up 16 zip. The celebration continues, and they're excited about it over there. Then, with 40 seconds left in the third, Keyshawn Johnson will take the Otten pass this time. He's going to go 55 yards after making some nice moves. He heads down the sidelines, gets into the end zone. Nobody's going to catch him, and it's 22 to zip USC. USC tough on defense all day today. They wanted to preserve the shutout for a little bit of pride. This is Matt Kenley coming through, getting the sack. The Trojans get the win and the blank, 31 to nothing. On to Big Ten action today. Wisconsin traveled to 6th-ranked Penn State. Nittany Lions, boasting a 20-game home winning streak, came to an end. Darrell Bevel to Pat Nyquist in the first quarter. The Badgers are up 10-0. Wisconsin would score with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter when Tony Simmons gets open and takes it in. 17-3 Wisconsin. Badgers looking good. Penn State did score with 4 minutes left in the game. Wally Richardson finds Freddie Scott, but it's too little, too late. Final score 17-9 Wisconsin. And in another big matchup today, 15th-ranked Notre Dame faces number 7 Ohio State. Third quarter, a muff punt, a big key play in the game for the Badgers. This is when the momentum changed in this game. They turn it around. Bobby Hoying finds Ricky Dudley. Dropping back, looking. Dudley's open. He heads into the end zone, makes it in there. It's 20-21 Ohio State. And then 1 minute and 41 seconds left in the third quarter. A huge play for the Buckeyes. Hoying looks, he finds Terry Glenn. He's going to go all the way. He's going to scamper 82 yards. Nobody's going to catch him. The touchdown and the extra point. Ohio State wins this one in great fashion. 42-26 over the Irish. Let's check out the scoreboard. Number 2, Nebraska beats Wazoo 35-21. Florida over Mississippi 28-10. The Buffaloes trying to make a bid for a national title right now. They're trailing Oklahoma 17-14 at the half. There was no match for number 5 USC. And Wisconsin upsets Penn State 17-9, as you saw that. Ohio State all over Notre Dame. And Michigan mauls Miami of Ohio 38-19. Virginia beats Wake Forest 35-17. Tennessee blanks OK State. Number 13 Auburn takes on Kentucky. 14th-ranked LSU and South Carolina play to a 20-20 tie. Kansas State kills Northern Illinois. Washington is 10 better than the Beavers. And Alabama beats Georgia 31-0. Well, there was some big news off the field in the Western Athletic Conference. Yesterday at BYU, they announced a 4-game suspension for 2 of their starters for unspecified honor code violations. The 2 players are both local boys from Hawaii, Tulamili of Kohuku and Mike Ulufale from Campbell. Mealy is in his junior year. He's already racked up 234 yards and 2 TDs this season. Meanwhile, Mike Ulufale is one of the Cougars' top D linemen. He racked up 6 sacks last season on top of missing the next 4 games, including the October 28th matchup with the Bows. The two will lose the rest of their grant and aid for the fall semester. Let's check the WAC scoreboard. Brigham Young comes back to beat Colorado State 28-21. Air Force over New Mexico 27-24. Utah and UTEP at the half right now with the Utes leading 17-14, and Fresno State is losing to UCLA in the second quarter. Well, we're going to take a little break now. When we come back at Game Time at the half, we're going to check in with Russell Yamanoha. He's sitting by with some of the unsung heroes of the University of Hawaii football team. All that's coming up when we return at Game Time at the half.
This portion of Game Time at the Half has been sponsored by JN Truck Center, Hawaii's only truck center, and Cycle City.
Feel the thunder. See hydroplanes roaring by at speeds over 200 miles per hour. The JN Mazda Hydrofest 95 is here. October 14th and 15th at Pearl Harbor. Free and open to the public. Sponsored by JN Mazda. And look for the Hydrofest specials on over 200 Mazda cars and trucks at the JN Mazda showroom or at the JN Mazda Hydrofest 95. October 14th and 15th at Pearl Harbor. Free parking and ferry to the island. The action will flip you out.
Dear car owners, if you had a brake problem tomorrow, could you think of one brake specialist to go to? Where can you go for same-day brake service? A guarantee on brake shoes and pads for as long as you own your car. And the expertise of doing over 2 million brake jobs a year? Midas. Think of us as the brake specialists. We're pretty good at mufflers, too.
This is Ricoh, the world's fastest digital laser color copier. The MV715, fax, copier, and laser printer in one compact machine. And soon, partnered with Microsoft, the intelligent fax system, communications gateway to the world. This is leadership. The future has our name on it. The name to know, Ricoh.
Children are as fragile as they are beautiful. That's why it's so important that you never shake a child. Never. Just one shaking can cause blindness, permanent brain damage, or death. Even innocent play can have devastating results. So remember, if this is how your child ever sees you, it could be the last thing they ever see at all. Never shake a keiki.
Something's after Star Trek Voyager, and it's hot. It's called Live Shot.
Yeah, well, I hope there's flames or there won't be pictures.
What really goes on before the news goes on?
I'm in the mood to test your mettle.
The new GM is hot to trot, but who will she seduce?
People love seeing guys get hurt.
The anchorman? The news director? Someone else?
Let's see how really firm your convictions are.
Find out on Live Shot.
Monday night on K5, the home team.
Aloha, everybody, and welcome back to Game Time at the Half. Now, for many college football fans, the players they see on the field on any given weekend are all the players who help in the success of the team. Well, not necessarily so. Some players may be at practice every day, but never shoot up for the game. They're known as the Scouts.
Well, you can't do much without scout teams. They simulate the offense and defense of the opposition. And then the better those players are, the better work your first and second team players get during the week in getting ready for a game.
If I remember coming in as a freshman, I was all out of shape. I just used that time to get in shape, try to get a feel of the offense and how the defense reacts when we run the ball, when we pass the ball, and I think it really helped.
Playing on Scouts definitely helped me because I was able to work on my basics and my techniques. You know, you run the opposing team's defense and offense, but at the same time you can work on your individual techniques.
It takes a lot of unselfishness, and you have to come out here day to day, knowing what your role is, and that's preparing the other guys to play in a game. You know, but basically you're more than likely not going to play.
It's a physical and mental challenge coming out every day at practice, especially with this scout team. They do a very good job.
And now with a live report from the home team conference room. Let's check in with Hawaii News 8 reporter Russell Yamanoha. He's watching today's game with some of the scout players. Russell.
Thanks, Alan. We're in here in the home team conference room with a couple of scouts that are on this year's team. And first of all, it's Hunter Young. Hunter, you've been running the UNLV offense against the Rainbows defense this week. What has the UNLV offense done to change it up to make that late run here in the first half of the game we're watching today?
First of all, I guess they mainly roll out. They're most of a roll-out passing team. They like the outside. They've been dropping back and throwing fades. We work on fades a little bit, but that's mostly just one-on-one. That's not the scout team. So really they're just dropping back in the pocket and staying in the pocket and not going outside. George Noga's done a good job stopping the outside, so they're trying to stay in the middle, running draws now, going up the middle.
All right, and over here on this side is Ron Tagalikad. He's a rover, a scout on the scout defense for the Rainbows. You were participating in the UNLV defense against the Rainbow offense this week. Has UNLV been sticking pretty much to their game plan so far?
Yeah, they have. They've been sticking to their game plan, and but during practice we've been doing a lot of stunts where the inside and the outside was coming in. So they're not really doing that. So that's why UH is just running all over them in the offense.
All right. It's pretty upbeat here in the conference room. Everybody's feeling good. A little bit worried at that late run there in the last part of the first half, but all in all, they're looking forward to a good second half. Back to you, Lemma.
Thanks a lot, Russell, for that report. The unsung heroes of the University of Hawaii football team. When we come back, John Veneri is going to join us with first half analysis. That's coming up after this break on Game Time at the Half.
This portion of Game Time at the Half has been sponsored by Auto Value Parts Stores, Hawaii's name brand auto parts and supply headquarters.
Would you eat anything you caught from the Alawai Canal?
Get real.
Would you give your wife your credit card and tell her to go for it?
Get real.
Would you buy anything besides name brand parts for your car?
Get real.
So get real name brand parts from Auto Value Parts Stores, Hawaii's headquarters for quality replacement auto parts and supplies at real everyday low prices. Check the yellow pages and go to Auto Value first and get real.
Oh, isn't that cute? What? You guys are like the three bears. You're double Whopper, Whopper, Whopper Jr., Bing Bang Boom.
I'm hungry, so what?
Well, nothing just sort of struck me as funny.
So what are you saying? I'm like the mama bear?
A Whopper value meal for any size appetite, starting at $1.99 every day at Burger King. That's getting your burger's worth.
Hey, baby bear, you gonna finish those fries?
Yes. Ooh, somebody needs a nap.
Cosmo! Here, Cosmo!
Over the years, American Savings Bank has helped introduce a lot of new neighbors with innovative loan programs serviced right here at home.
I'm really sorry. You know, I hope one day we can look back on this and laugh. Sooner than you think. Cosmo!
Let us introduce you to all the ways we can help you finance a home at American Savings Bank.
K5, the home team, wants you to get your 95-96 UH Sports programs free. How? Just call 538 News. Subscribe to the Honolulu Advertiser or Star Bulletin, and they'll deliver each exciting program from football through baseball right to your doorsteps. You can also buy a program at all 7 home games, along with a copy of the Star Bulletin, and help support UH Sports. So call 538 News or buy your program at the next football game, courtesy of the Honolulu Advertiser, Star Bulletin, and K5, the home team.
On the next Kung Fu, a devastating earthquake.
My son may be in danger.
Traps Kane and Peter with a fugitive.
This is your last day on Earth. You and your son.
Now, they must battle man and nature.
I gotta do something about this.
We cannot stop them all.
To make it out alive.
It will be killing.
On the next Kung Fu, the legend continues.
Sunday night at 7 on K5, the home team.
Welcome back, everybody. Joining me once again on Game Time at the Half is former Rainbow slot bag John Veneri. And John, you know, teams that come into Hawaii always have to deal with the fact that there's distractions. Now the tables are kind of turned. We're going over to Vegas. They got the distraction of the things happening. There are also about 10,000 Hawaii fans. How do you deal with that?
Well, I've personally never made the trip to Las Vegas. I wish we had this trip a year earlier. But from a coaching standpoint, they got to keep reminding the team that it's a business trip, and there's really no way of blocking it fully out until game time itself, until you're actually on the field getting ready to play it. I don't think that there's ever been a time where I've completely blocked something out until right up until the game time.
Well, it is a business trip, like you say. Let's talk about the business so far on offense. What's going on?
Well, there's been a lot of skepticism about the offense and the spread offense itself, and I think today they're showing a bit about if you open things up with a few different things here, you'll see Brett Washington going up the middle for a long run, and that's basically just some great blocking by the offensive line and him making a great run. The defense was keying all week on the two fullbacks, that's Tupu and Brett, and now with the dives up the middle, they're keying on them and they forget about the pitch, and George is able to get outside. And then once again, the spread offense is going to let George get outside with a few nice runs, and then again with another play action pass, they can use this passing game, and it's just a threat to any type of defense when you have such a threatful offense as far as the passing game and the option and the dives up the middle. That play action pass is going to be a threat.
Things starting to get away from the Bows a little bit right before the half. What's happening right now at halftime, and what do you expect coming up?
Well, the coaches, I'm sure, aren't too happy with the letdown there in the end of the half. The defense was doing a good job up until those few late scores. Just simple letdowns. I think the offense for UNLV is clicking a little better now. It's later in the first half. What I would expect from the University of Hawaii coming out in the second half is probably a lot more running and then mixing it up, because that's exactly what's gonna work. Mixing it up with some passing and some running, and I think that's what we'll expect there.
All right, thanks a lot, John.
Right.
Well, let's go now to our guys in Vegas. They've got the insight on what's going on. Jim and Robert, how do you guys see this thing happening?
Well, we feel that the Rainbows still have a substantial lead here. They've got to improve on that lead or at least hold on. We also have further explanation on that weird play. Remember when the quarterback lined up behind the guard instead of the center, and the center snapped the ball? We're told now that was a set play. I don't know why.
Yeah, they said it was supposed to be a design play. The center was supposed to straight snap it to the running back, and the running back go out. That's why Jared Brown, the quarterback, started rolling left. He tried to sell everybody on it, and the running back was supposed to go right. But the play was junk. It just didn't work.
At any rate, it's a very interesting game. UNLV has the ability, they've shown it now, to test that Rainbow secondary. On the other hand, the Rainbows have moved the ball well. We have seen touchdown passes to Lacey, a touchdown by Ornelas, fine field generalship by Freitas, and also John Howe coming in at the end. Rainbows have it going. They've got to keep it going.
I think the Rainbows in the locker room have to be a bit upset. I think John Vaneri and Alema would agree. The Rainbows have given UNLV a glimmer of hope. They had them pinned 28-3.
That's true. Back to you guys.
That's right. Kay Collins Clues had them Rainbows by 11. We'll see if they can hang on to that. Thanks, guys. When we come back, Jim and Robert will be ready for the second half between Rainbows and the Rebels, live from Las Vegas.
Game Time at the Half has been sponsored by Auto Value Parts Stores, Hawaii's name brand auto parts and supply headquarters. And by JN Truck Center, Hawaii's only truck center. And Cycle City.
The Harley-Davidson legend. A distinct signature in a world full of imitations. Harley-Davidson, a motorcycling legend. See your Hawaii Harley-Davidson dealer.
What's new about 7-Eleven's phone cards? They still save you 50% and more on all your long-distance phone calls. There are still voice instructions in 8 languages, and you still get the same low rate any time of day. So what's new about 7-Eleven's phone cards? The exciting designs. Plus now there's a 120-unit card. Fast, easy, and economical. 7-Eleven's phone cards.
7-Eleven Hawaii. We're coming through for you.
me, brother. Is that ace paint you're holding?
Why, yes. Yes, it is Ace Paint. During Ace Paint days, it's on sale.
Check with your local Ace Hardware for specific dates and prices on quality Ace 7-star paint.
You want to ride?
Ah, I'm waiting for a boat.
Throughout Hawaii, Ace is the place for top-rated Ace 7-star paint.
Ready for the second half. The Rainbows leading 31-17. Oswald will kick it off. Kwame Coleman, number 23. And Tony Burton, who has hurt the Rainbows in this game, standing back at the 5-yard line. So the second half underway. Long kick, backing up inside the 5. This is Burton taking it at the 2. Burton out over the 20 to the 22-yard line. Carlos Shaw, number 20, credited with the tackle on the special team.
Here's our Burger King halftime statistics. Rushing yardage for the Rainbows, 169 yards on the ground. The Rebels, 105. Up in the air, Hawaii, 108 yards passing compared to 78 for UNLV. A couple of other numbers for you to take a look at. Average start of possession. That's great field percentage for the Rainbows. Great field to start from. Their own 40. Time of possession, Rainbows again ahead, almost 17 minutes to about 13 for UNLV. And a couple of special numbers, 2 touchdowns in less than a minute for the Rebels at the end of the half. Ornelas' first career touchdown.
First play by UNLV. The ball is given up the middle to Shannon Wilson. Wilson started the game, but as the first half went on, we saw that Tony Burton and the John Branch took over for him. On the ball out to the 24-yard line, just short of the 25. Gain of 2, second down, and 8 yards to go. Coleman flanked to the far side. Ball is kept by Brown. Throws, backpedaling. It is incomplete. Briscoe had it at the 45-yard line. Ho Ching tried for the interception. The ball just over his outstretched arms, and Briscoe was open.
There's California freshman against California freshman. Briscoe for UNLV against Ho Ching for Hawaii. Ho Ching tried to make a play on it. It got nowhere near the football. Briscoe should have caught that football.
Third down for UNLV in the first half. UNLV was 1 for 7 in third down conversions. Tui and Williams are flanked to the near side. Coleman to the far side. Out of the backfield comes Wilson. Brown throws. That is complete to Williams. Williams out over the 35 to the 38-yard line. That's a first down. So Williams making the catch, and now there is the possibility that those receivers on those short patterns will start to hold on.
Damon Williams making a break in front of Robbie Robinson, pulls the football in and tries to squeeze in between Robinson, Ho Ching. Then he was met by Clint Kubuyama, the safety.
So it's first down for UNLV. The ball at the 39-yard line. Ball is given to Wilson. And Wilson on a slant takes the ball out over the 40 to the 44. So UNLV putting together, hopefully, in their case, a sustained drive. Jeff Brady made the catch. Rather made the stop. You'd say catch. He did catch him.
Wilson, UNLV's leading rusher, coming into the game with 425 yards on the ground.
Second down and 5 now for UNLV. They trail 31-17. Brown gives the ball to Wilson. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Noga had him. Cobb Adams came up to help, and Brady came off the bottom of the stack also. So Noga credited with the stop. That will bring up third down. 2 for 8 in third down conversions now for UNLV. Go ahead.
Wilson is like nomad-like. It's an interesting story. Tell him that one.
I mean, he started at UNLV, Wilson did, as McLean, Shannon McLean. Then he went to Ohio State. He didn't play. Went to Eastern Michigan, didn't play. Now he's back. New name. This is a reverse to the near side, and with it is Derek Charles. He has the first down deep into the playbook. Goes UNLV. So the reverse works. And that moves the ball. Let's see where they put it. to the 40-yard line of the Rainbows, gain of 15. But Shannon Wilson out of Detroit, Michigan, in 1991 and 1992, he was all Big West for UNLV. Then he decided to play for someone else. It didn't work out. Now he's back with a new name, not McLean, but Wilson. Brown to throw. That is complete to Williams, and Williams wrestled out of bounds at the Rainbow 35-yard line. Remember what we said, the short patterns, these receivers are starting to hold on. And UNLV moving the ball against his Rainbow secondary. So Robinson coming up to bump him, and the ball at the 35-yard line. Coleman flanked to the far side. Derek Charles and David White also in at wide receivers. Ball is given up the middle. Carrying the ball is Wilson, and Wilson close to the first down at the 30. So UNLV now with the short patterns and the run starting to open up that Rainbow defense.
And the reason Wilson was not very active in the first half is he's nursing a bad ankle in his right foot. Now, the coach is wanting to get Dejon Branch back into action because he was nursing a bad knee the first couple of games this season because he was their star runner last year, but Wilson is nursing a bad right ankle.
Third down and less than a foot for the first down for UNLV. The ball just short of the 30-yard line. Wilson, the single setback. Brown with the long count. Wilson. And Wilson has the first down. Some extra lobbying going on the part of both teams. UNLV trying to seize the momentum with a sustained drive in the opening of the second half. And they've moved the ball inside the Rainbow 30-yard line. First down, Briscoe is flanked to the right side. Williams and Coleman to the left. Jared Brown, 2 touchdown passes in the first half. 3-man pattern, pump fake. Now throws long for the end zone for Briscoe. There's bumping. It's intercepted in the end zone by Kubayama, and that'll come out to the 20-yard line. No interference because the ball was not catchable. So Kubayama comes up with the interception. Kubayama came into this game leading the Rainbows in tackles, and he comes up with his second interception of the night and the 9th interception of the year off the passes of Jared Brown.
There you see the non-interference call. It was Alfred Hunter mixing it up with Briscoe. Incidental contact. The ball was not catchable at the judgment call by the official, and Clint Kubayama comes sliding in the back, making his first interception. Finally, he gets to catch a pass and not make touchdown-saving tackles. Coming into the game, 20 tackles, 16 of them solo tackles.
First down for the Rainbows at the 20-yard line. The pass is to Kennedy. Bobbles it at the 23, and down he goes. Glenn Freitas starts at quarterback for the Rainbows. Charles Fisher and Quincy Sanders pinched Brandon Kennedy. Short gain on the play of 3. It will be second down, well, call it 4. Second down and 6. Ball out to the 24-yard line. Lacey is flanked out to the left along with Kennedy. Ornelas and Kloneski are on the wings, and Tupualawalu, the running back for the Rainbows. First down and, second down and 6 from the 24. Ball is given to Alawalu short of the first down as he's able to pound ahead to approximately the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. Fisher again, along with Gilbert. Charles Fisher will sleep well tonight. Fisher from Shreveport, Louisiana, 6'2", 255-pound sophomore for UNLV. Big third down play for the Rainbows. Third down and 2. Lacey flanked to the far side. Lacey single coverage. Back to pass, Freitas. Looking, throws over the middle, crossing pattern. That's complete for the first down to Eddie Kloneski. And Kloneski out to the 37. So the Rainbows keep this drive going. Marvin Robinson made the stop.
Well, the Rainbows offensively have to put together one of those long, sustained, time-consuming drives to keep the momentum on their side and squash UNLV's charge that started late in the first half. And if not for the interception, plays like this will keep their offense off the field.
First down for the Rainbows. As we reminded you at the end of the first half, they've got to keep that cork in the bottle. Ball is kept by Freitas. Good moves by Freitas. He was chased down from behind by Rossi Johnson, number 44. Johnson with 1 interception and 1 sack, preseason All Big West selection, and many of the scouts here to watch him, number 44, and linebacker for UNLV. His name hardly mentioned in the first half.
And who was one of those scouts, Jim?
Lawrence McCutcheon.
Yeah.
Of the St. Louis Rams. You went crazy when you saw it.
That's my favorite Ram of all time.
Second down and 5. The ball at the 42-yard line of the Rainbows. Clock ticking. 9:16 left in the third. Ball is given up the middle to Tupu Anualo, and he is swallowed up after a short gain of about a yard. Charles Fisher, who has been feeding off Rainbow fullbacks all night. Again, making the stop for UNLV. And it brings up 3rd down and 3 for the Rainbows. So again, in order to keep this drive going, the Rainbows have to convert here. Mane and Kennedy are the wide receivers. And they flank Kloneski to the left, in between Ornelas and Mane. Freitas lays it off for Ornelas. First down. Down the sidelines at the 40 to the 30, and Ornelas pounded out of bounds at the 25. What a play. George Ornelas, there you see the ability to make you miss. And we have a penalty flag. And it is back up at the line of scrimmage. Ornelas had some help down the far sidelines, but they are bringing it back.
Now, the first reaction you saw with Hawaii's coaching staff was receivers coach Trent Miles just lifting his head and walking backwards.
On the offense, repeat 3rd down.
So holding.
From his reaction, you might think the penalty was called against Jason Mane, who was making a block for Ornelas. There you see it right there. He makes a block, and they might call him for holding on after he delivered the block, and George Ornelas puts a move to get down the sideline.
6 penalties called on the Rainbows tonight, 56 yards. 3rd down and 10. Rainbows have to go to the 47 for the first down. Freitas looking, throw, sideline pattern, great leaping catch at midfield. And that's enough for a first down. Excellent play by the Rainbows. And let's see. That's Micas.
One of the hazards of Glenn Freitas throwing the football is he keys on receivers and never takes his eyes off them. That time he stayed on Dylan Micas, threw the pass to him. The pass was kind of high. You mentioned it. Great leaping grab.
Micas has done that on occasion this year. First down for the Rainbows. Excellent conversion on 3rd down. The ball right at midfield. Rainbows leading 31-17. They keep this drive going. Ball is pitched back. Here comes Ornelas again with running room. Ornelas hit from behind at the 30-yard line. Marvin Robinson. Robinson finally caught him. Ornelas free in that secondary and running well. Good block by Glenn Freitas.
UNLV defensive coordinator Stan Egan said number 29 for his defense, Marvin Robinson, so far has been their most consistent player, and he delivers the big blow again.
Another first down for the Rainbows. They keep the drive going. Ornelas really chewing up some yardage now. Ball at the UNLV 30-yard line. Ball is kept by Freitas. Here's Ornelas again. Great block by Kloneski. Ornelas down inside the 25 to the 23. Bobby Kaufman, number 14, coming up from the secondary to make the stop for UNLV. So the ball at the 23-yard line. That will be second down and about 2.5. Ornelas 6 carries now, 92 yards. So we may see Ornelas, in fact, I think we will, go over 100 yards for the first time as a Rainbow. Ornelas and Klineski on the wings, and Washington now in at running back. This is Washington exploding up the middle at the 10, and he is hit from behind by who else? Charles Fisher. And that's another first down, and Washington does it again, explodes into that secondary. Good power running, and he's a load to haul down.
Now, success on this play, and John Van Aren mentioned it at halftime. As you see, Brett Washington hit it up the middle and busted the quick, big yardage. John Van Aren hit it at halftime. Sometimes what you do besides run the football up the middle finally opens up your middle. You go spread, 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 big play, then you bust the fullback.
First down, goal to go from the 8-yard line of UNLV. Rainbow's trying to take that controlling lead. The ball is given to Washington, holding on to the ball, and he gets it inside the 5-yard line. Rossi Johnson, a linebacker out of Dallas, Texas. And Rossi Johnson, who did not play in last week's game against Iowa State, he was at a family funeral, returning to action. UNLV only 62 scholarships. So they are building, and looking forward to that WAC rivalry with the Rainbows, and I think it'll be a good one. Washington 10 carries now, 70 yards in the game. Time, 6:11 left to play in the third. Second down, goal to go. The ball at the 5-yard line. Kept by Freitas, touchdown. Freitas with an excellent fake on the mix to Washington. The mesh worked perfectly, and Freitas then loped to the end zone for the touchdown.
Now, last week, Glenn Freitas tied a school record as we see him keep the football here, finds way to the end zone. His third rushing touchdown tonight, plus he has one passing. Last week, he was responsible for 30 points, 4 rushing TDs, 1 pass to Kennedy. That tied the school record set back in 1987 by Hekotis Fakava.
Oswald then trying to give the Rainbows a 21-point lead, and he does. So the Rainbows, a consistent drive, highlighted by the running of George Ornelas, and also third down conversions to keep it going.
We're about to meet Freddie Fast. Oh, there he is.
Barry, how you doing, man?
Hey, guys, what's in the bag? McDonald's juicy quarter pounder with cheese.
2 for $2, Mr. Half-size halfback.
Hey, I'll trade you autograph for them.
No way, Mr. Rushmeister.
I'll trade you autograph football.
It's not going to happen here, Rakatosh.
Season tickets.
Got him.
Skybox?
Now you can convert $2 into 2 hot, tempting quarter pounders with cheese, or 2 morning fresh sausage McMuffins with egg. But the clock's ticking, so hurry.
And this just in. Superstar running back Barry Sanders is involved in some kind of major trade.
Have you had your break today?
Glenn Freitas on the Rainbow bench. 80 yards, 11 plays, 5 minutes and 46 seconds in elapsed time. 4 passes and 7 rushes in that drive. The 4 passes good for 31 yards, and the 7 rushes for 49 yards. And the Rainbows up by 21 with 5:55 left to play in the third quarter. They really took away some time here in the third quarter, and UNLV backed up 21-point deficit.
And I like the play calling by offensive coordinator Kanani Souza. You give Ornelas the short pass, the short pitches, and take it out to the wing. Spread the defense out, and then boom, you hit a quick run with your big fullback. He busts a big one, sets you up for another touchdown by your quarterback.
Oswald kicking off. And it goes to Burton. Burton out to the 20-yard line. And he gets into the mixmaster there. They hurl him to the turf. Randall Okimoto on the special teams. Randall out of Farrington. And Eva Beach, number 21, 14-yard return. It will be first down for UNLV. Cars designed to run on premium will agree nothing beats new Chevron Supreme with Techron for high performance or a cleaner engine. Chevron, simply smarter. First and 10 from the 20 for UNLV. Brown gives the ball up the middle to Burton. Burton runs into Puno Aina. And also Matt Tufono from the side. From the 20, he's able to carry the ball out to about the 25-yard line. Bob Wagner way downfield, looking right where the play is occurring. He's not usually where he is in the center of the activity. Gain on the play of close to 5. Brown passes. That is complete. And that's Derek Charles. Charles, who earlier electrified this crowd with a 15-yard reverse, able to carry it out to the 35-yard line. That's a first down for UNLV. UNLV trying to up the pace here, turn up the volume.
Now, offensive coordinator Steve Hagan said this was his biggest worry. His receivers catching the football. All of a sudden, it's become the Rainbow Killer, his biggest fear.
Brown on a delay up the middle. Burton is pulled back by Marvis Tawala, number 95. Tawala getting a hold of the ankles and then holding on, and the ball comes out to the 38, just short of the 38-yard line. Williams and Coleman are flanked to the far side, along with Charles, triple wide receiver to the right. Ball again is given to Burton, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage. Good job by Rod York. Number 75, York out of Iolani, 5'10", 259-pound, fifth-year senior. And that will bring up third down and 7 for UNLV.
And this fifth-year senior, you see him to the right side of your screen, fights off a block, and he makes a tackle. Not only is he's a sack leader from last season, he's the Rainbow's strongest football player, benching 440 pounds.
Derek Charles with the reception, and Charles will be given credit here with the third down conversion. And let's see, that will be enough for the first down. So UNLV keeps this drive going with 4 minutes left to play in the third period.
And again, it's one of those simple pass plays across the middle. You hope your young, inexperienced receiving corps makes the grabs that Jared Brown throws at them. They're doing it, and they're picking up yardage quickly.
Same formation, first down at the UNLV 47. Out of the backfield comes Burton. A five-man pattern. They finally give the ball to Carlos Baker, right. And Baker has the ball inside Rainbow territory to the 47. And UNLV not wasting any time. They are right back at the line of scrimmage, going without a huddle. Rainbow's trying to keep up with them defensively. Coleman, Williams, and Charles are flanked to the far side. Second down and 5 from the Rainbow 47. Brown to the short side, pitches back on the option to Burton, has the first down and gets to the Rainbow 35-yard line. What a great block by David White up the near sidelines to spring him for the extra yardage. That's another first down for UNLV, so they are returning the favor. They are putting together a consistent drive, and they're doing it without a huddle. Again, Burton in that backfield behind Brown. Ball is given to Burton, looking for a hole, hit at the line of scrimmage. And he's able to twirl for some extra yardage. Ben Bright, number 79 there to make the stop for the Rainbows. Brady comes into the game defensively, replacing Danny Katoa. Gain on the play of 4, second down and 6. The ball at the 32 of the Rainbows. Jack Gilmore into the game now, along with Damon Williams. They are flanked to the right. Back to pass, and it is picked off. Picked off by Robbie Robinson. Great interception by Robinson. He took it away from Williams at the 25-yard line. That's the 3rd interception of the game, the 10th interception on the season. Off the passes of Jared Brown, and the Rainbows turn it around again.
No matter how high the thermometer climbs or how sticky the humidity gets, nothing will be hotter this summer than the deals you'll get during Jeep Summer Days, where you can get up to $1,200 in option package values on Jeep Grand Cherokee. A great price on Jeep Cherokee with no charge air, and deals that are truly steamy on the legendary Jeep Wrangler. But you'd better hurry in, because deals this incredibly hot are bound to cool down fast.
See your Hawaii Jeep and Eagle dealer. So, where's a good place to do your banking?
A supermarket. You need the money then, and it saves another trip of going to the bank. It's ingenious.
I'm on the road most of the time, so I need them wherever I am.
San Diego, LA, West Coast. Take my family every year for vacation. Kids have a great time.
More places to do your banking. Isn't it time you made Bank of America your bank of choice?
Take a look at this interception, third one of the game for the Rainbow.
Jared Brown was in the bucket. He pump faked, and then he delivered, and Robbie Robertson stayed with it, and he got it. It was a poorly thrown pass. He threw it way ahead of Damon Williams. Robbie Robertson right there with a gift interception that hits him right in the arms. And it's a killer for UNLV because they're moving the football with quick strike, no huddle play.
First down for the Rainbows at their own 24. Freitas keeping to the 30. Freitas out in the open at the 40. At midfield, and he finally succumbs at the Rainbow 49-yard line. That is enough for a first down. Excellent run by Glenn Freitas. Jabbar Thomas able to corral him at the 49.
Glenn Freitas trying to make a few moves in the open field, trying to be the elusive, fleet-footed runner. Faked the pitch, kept it, cut it back across the grain, and started to move upfield. Coming into the game, his longest run was for 33 yards.
Micas flanked to the left and Lacey to the right. Freitas 9 carries, 53 yards in this game. Washington in now at running back. First down from the 49. Ball is given to Washington. Washington edged along the line that time and then turned the corner, and we have penalty flags. Able to nose the ball inside UNLV territory. 1:56 left to play in the third quarter. Here's Ron Colin. That's a face mask on UNLV. How do you grab that? I mean, he's got the
5-yard penalty on the defense for a face mask. Repeat, first down.
Maybe the bottom. And that will be first down for the Rainbows at the 44-yard line of UNLV. I think if the Rainbows score here, that's the killer.
And it's already a killer if you're a UNLV fan because they're leaving.
Some of them are leaving, you're right.
They've got casinos to go to. They've got other things to do here in lively Las Vegas. They're walking out of here. They've given up.
First down and 3. Ball is again given to Washington. This time he leaps into the secondary, high stepping to the 40. That should be enough for a first down. P.J. Tyler and Kevin Bass there to double team him, and they will measure for the first down. Interesting, when you talk to people in the UNLV program, they will tell you the reason that there is such poor support for this team as far as people coming to this stadium. I mean, they average only 7,000 and the stadium itself holds 32. They say everyone in Las Vegas is from somewhere else. There are no roots here. They have only been playing football for 28 years. And the people in Las Vegas are more interested in the point spread than they are in the game. First and 10 for the Rainbows from the 41-yard line of UNLV. Ball is given to Washington. Great power running all the way to the 30-yard line. That's close to 10 yards. Excellent blocking. Marcus Malepeai, Aole Wong.
Now you talk about attendance. The one thing that might make Hawaii students at the UH a little bit edgy is that the population of the student body is pretty much the same. UNLV is about 21,000 students, pretty close to what the University of Hawaii holds. All the students can come to any sporting event they want for free. Not just student athletes, but any student can go to any event for free, but yet they don't come here.
First down for the Rainbows at the 30-yard line. Ball is kept by Freitas to pass. Throws wide open as Kleneski. The ball thrown a little wide, and Kleneski with a diving attempt could not come up with it, but he was in a pasture. It was a bucolic scene. Nothing but green and just Kleneski with his thoughts, and for an instant, the ball.
Did you ever win the spelling bee, Jim?
No.
Bucolic?
Bucout.
It was a take your pick pass for Freitas because he had Kleneski wide open and down the middle of the field. Brandon Kennedy was sitting in the end zone by himself.
2nd down and 10 from the 30. Washington is the running back, Kleneski and Ornelas on the wings. Ball is pitched to Ornelas, gets a block. Ornelas to the 20, has the first down. Ornelas horse-collared at the 11. That play has worked well for the Rainbows over the course of this game. Bobby Kaufman saved the touchdown.
And Glenn Freitas barely got this pitch off. There's the mesh with Washington. Gets popped, get rid of the football. Excellent, excellent block by Eddie Kleneski, who dropped the linebacker trying to step up and make the play. Ornelas now 111 yards on just 7 carries.
Rainbows have first down at the UNLV 11. They lead at 38-17. Final seconds of the 3rd period. Freitas keeping. Freitas scores. That's his 4th rushing touchdown of the game. And that time he found the on-ramp to the promised land.
And for the 2nd week in a row, Glenn Freitas ties the record he tied last week against UTEP, responsible for 30 points in the football game, his 4th rushing touchdown. To go with his 1 touchdown pass to Gerald Lacey, 2 weeks in a row, he scored 30 points by himself.
44-17, 14 seconds left to play in the 3rd, and Oswald in to try the extra point. Out of the hold of Johnny Macon, low snap from center, but Oswald drills it. Look at the scoreboard. Final seconds of the 3rd period. The Rainbows in full control. They lead at 45-17.
My owner works, and we leave the house at 7 in the morning and rarely get home before 5, and that's not sitting in parking lots. That's on the road, chugging and jiving and picking up the kids. And we drop things off, and thankfully, we use Chevron with Techron. It helps keep my intake valve clean and my emissions low. In car talk, that's big stuff.
No gasoline cleans your engine better than Chevron with Techron. Chevron, simply smarter.
They're the wildest bunch of video game villains that ever walked off the screen. They're led by the evil Jackal, and every week they just keep coming. That is, unless the guy who created them can stop them. So who's next? A cyper-sexy supermodel.
Make love to me.
She could be the kiss of death for Gus, but oh, what a way to go.
Could you not call me Stallion?
Kathy Ireland guest stars.
Hi.
In Deadly Games.
Tuesday night at 7 on K-Pop, the home team.
The moon looking down on Las Vegas tonight. Rainbows 77 yards in 7th place, 2 minutes, 16 seconds in elapsed time. Freitas 10 carries now, 64 yards in the game. He has scored 4 touchdowns rushing. He has thrown 1 touchdown pass. The other touchdown being scored by George Ornelas, who now has 111 yards in rushing for the Rainbows tonight. First time that he has gone over 100 yards. And remember, he is a true freshman. Oswald will kick off. This will be short, taken by Coleman on the 18. Coleman free up the sideline. Coleman hit down in Rainbow territory at the 48. Some excellent blocks up the sideline to spring him. And UNLV with excellent field position with 7 seconds left in the 3rd period. 33-yard return. Jason Davis has come in at quarterback now for UNLV, so the change has been made. They've gone as far as they can with Jared Brown. It's now Jason Davis, number 9, out of Rialto, California. 21 of 52 in passing, 277 yards, no touchdowns. He's been intercepted once. Davis rolling. He can run the option, and Davis pulled down by George Noga. And he is also a very good passer on the rollout. 6'3", 190. That's a good size for a quarterback. The 3rd quarter is now in the book. 1 more to play. Rainbows up 45-17 over the Rebels.
Want to see something cool?
Want to see something really cool? New Brute Clear Gel Antiperspirants and Deodorants with click control. 3 clicks give you just the right amount you need for all-day protection. The click keeps you cool from morning to night. Because the last thing you want to do is lose your cool. Brute by Fabergé, the essence of man.
At Central Pacific Bank, our employees are proud owners of the company.
What's your name? Good morning. How may I help you today?
Good morning, Teresa. This pride and ownership is in every transaction.
Hi, can I help you? Did you get everything you need?
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
Hello. That's why we put you first at Central Pacific Bank.
Sony PlayStation. It's here.
Enjoy a screaming weekend, October 14th and 15th at J&N Automotive's 95 Hydrofest at Pearl Harbor. Cruise the E.K. Fernandez Midway, jump on a jet ski for a free ride, tour Smoke and Joe's Hydro Pit, and win killer prizes in the Hydro Blast Volleyball Challenge. Watch the world's fastest boat compete for the national championship and take cover as the Navy SEALs conduct a mock beach raid. Check out the Star Bulletin or advertiser, or better still, just come on out to J&N Automotive's 95 Hydrofest at Pearl Harbor, October 14th and 15th. See you there.
Viva. Should I?
Go
No,
ahead.
I better not.
Go ahead.
I was going to sing a Viva Las Vegas song, but I don't think so. See what? You know who loves this place? C.B. Wentling's mother. C.B. is the backup senator Shane Oliveira. His mother yesterday put $2 in a slot machine and cashed in $375,000. Oh!
Good thing the Las Vegas was on the schedule. Long pass, intercepted by Kobayama. And for Kobayama, his second interception of the night. That is the 4th interception of this game for the Rainbows. Another turnover was intended for David White. And White made the tackle on Kobayama. Kobayama's second interception. Ho Ching has one, and Robbie Robinson has one.
Jason Davis dropping back, tried to fire. The coaches say he's the best passer, most likely because he's a bit bigger than Jared Brown. Floats it out there, pulled in by Kobayama. Now coming into the game, Jason Davis has some credentials. He has NCAA records he set last year for most completions in one quarter, that's 28, and for yards in a quarter, at 347.
First and 10. And John Howe has come back in at quarterback now for the Rainbows here in the 4th period. Freitas apparently has done enough. This is Howe running. John fumbles ball. It is loose. And it is picked up by UNLV. And Tupu Alualu rides the ball carrier or the recoverer out of bounds. Kevin Bass came up with the fumble. And we have a penalty flag. That's a turnover for the Rainbows. Kevin Bass does not want to give the ball back.
John Howe running Hawaii's option football attack, turns it upfield, and he gets drilled. He gets taken down by David Walker, who's 5'9", 192 pounds. They call that knock-knock, Jim. That's a knock-knock. And there's a fumble. UNLV recovers.
Sportsmanlike conduct. After the ball was recovered, first down.
Tupu Alualu with the shove to the helmet, and all the flags go flying.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Tupu Alualu. First down, and a goal to go for UNLV. They have the ball at the 6-yard line of the Rainbows. Jason Davis, the quarterback. Davis gives the ball up the middle to Wilson. He's hammered at the line of scrimmage. And he gets nowhere. Rainbows were right there, rising to the challenge that time.
And the first Rainbow making contact is Marvis Tawala. He was in the backfield. He popped him, got some help on his left side, right side. The Rainbows pulled him down.
Charles Towns came in to help out from the secondary. Second down, goal to go, no gain on that play. Double wide receiver to the right. Davis gives the ball again to Wilson, and Wilson runs into the white wall. And the Rainbows fling him back. David Tuifua, the first player to him. Tuifua out of Kaneohe, went to Roosevelt High School, 6'2", 285, the senior.
Rebels' offensive line averages 282 pounds. But Hawaii's defensive line, a little bit smaller in weight size, but for the second play in a row, they converge, they stuff them inside, and again it was led by Marvis Tawala.
Third down, goal to go from the 6. Triple wide receiver to the right. Rolling is Davis, looking into the end zone. The pass, the touchdown. That touchdown is to Derek Charles. That's his first touchdown of the season and the first touchdown pass by Jason Davis. So UNLV converts the turnover off the fumble by John Howe. And they score for the first time in the second half. It's now 45-23.
Davis was looking right, and all of a sudden Charles broke away from Clint Kubuyama, got his way to the corner of the end zone and pulled the football in.
So 6 yards in 3 plays, the touchdown pass coming, and this is turned into a real shootout, 45-23, with 13:16 left to play in the 4th. The kick is blocked. It's picked up. That can be returned. It is picked up and then finally dropped. Picked up by Gary Ellison off of George Nonga. So the extra point does not work for the Rebels. It's 45-23, 13:16 left in the 4th.
When was the last time you bought something for 9 cents?
1940, 41. The movies was about that much.
With Sprint Cents, you can call Inter Island for only 9 cents a minute or all the way to the mainland for just a penny more.
What's a banana for 9 or 10 cents?
One low flat rate every weeknight and all weekend long with no monthly minimum or fees. Get 100 minutes free when you sign up now. 9 cents a minute only from Long Distance USA Sprint. Call 841-4144.
With more and more stalled construction projects around the state, laid-off carpenters depend on their union for continued benefits and support, while the Pacific Resource Partnership works to promote new jobs and the quality of union construction to rebuild a healthier economy.
We want to ensure that the public is getting what they pay for, and it's not necessarily that low bid is the best, because at the end of the day, if you have an unsafe contractor, the consumer ends up paying for it.
Well, if your team does not perform well, they will leave. And they're on their way out of Sam Boyd Stadium here. And UNLV has just scored a touchdown. The new WAC, beginning in 1996, the Western Athletic Conference will expand to 16 teams joining the WAC. Besides Nevada, Las Vegas, San Jose State, Southern Methodist, Texas Christian, Rice, and Tulsa. Bud Fact, brought to you by Budweiser, king of beer. So UNLV will kick off. George Nonga is credited with blocking that extra point. Harding already has the record. He's blocked 9 over his career. Kicks of Barrios. Sizes. And here comes Matthew Harding running up the middle to the 20, to the 25, and we have a penalty flag. Brett Gilbert made the stop on Harding as the Rainbows take over with 13:11 left to play in the 4th. And that may be an illegal block on Rodney Glover. Remember Rodney Glover?
Rodney Glover was a quarterback who was in the mix just a year ago. In fact, the last time the Rainbows won 2 consecutive football games, it was last year. And they beat Oregon, and they followed that by beating California. If you think back to that California game, if it were not for...
Walk in the back penalty, 10-yard penalty.
If it were not for 2 block kicks returned for touchdown and a huge 50-yard run by Rodney Glover, Hawaii does not pull off that win, and you come later on in the season, Rodney Glover is just lost in the quarterback shuffle.
So the Rainbows have it at the 10-yard line. And Glenn Freitas is back in at quarterback. Rainbows have been penalized 8 times for 72 yards. Ball is given to Alualo. He's running free at the 20. Alualo will get to the 40, to the 45-yard line. Boy, it really opened up over that right side. The blocks by Male Pe'ai and Haole Wong. David Walker saved a huge play.
Now this, we talk about this every week, the tough guy image of Tupu Alualo and how the opposing team prepares for him. Watch the end of this run. He knows he's not going to outrun everybody. Watch him. He's going to deliver a blow. Boom! He's not going to get tackled. He's going to come in. Derek Walker's going to try and drop him. Tupu's going to drop his head and say, get out of my way.
13 carries, 77 yards now for Tupu Alualo. First down for the Rainbows, just over the 45-yard line. Fourth quarter, Rainbows up 45-23. The ball is pitched back on the reverse. This is Phil Cunningham. Cunningham to the 40. Cunningham to the 35-yard line. So Phil Cunningham, who has played all over for the Rainbows, comes in as a wingback that time and goes for good yardage on the reverse. Bobby Kaufman and Jermaine Webster, the corners, able to converge on him. But Cunningham, who has also played at running back, a good gain. The Rainbows moving the ball again. They have it at the 35. Jason Mane and Mikas flanked to the right side. Okimoto and Cunningham are on the wings. Alualo remains the running back behind Freitas. And we have a penalty. Could be delayed.
Dead ball. Delay of the game on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Sure. Talk about momentum. Rainbows moving the ball well, and then that happens. So the 5-yard penalty moves it back to the 40 with 12:02 left to play in the game. Mane and Mikas are flanked to the far side. It is 1st and 15. Freitas keeping in trouble. Down he goes. That play just did not materialize at all. The blocking was lined up for him downfield, but he couldn't get to it.
What happened was he had Okimoto on his right, Cunningham on his left. Okimoto came behind him to trail him like the slot back should, but Cunningham turned right and ran into Freitas. He went the wrong way.
Loss of 2 on the play. This will make it 2nd down and 17 at the 42-yard line of UNLV. Cunningham as a wide receiver now. Freitas throws. It is hit, and it is off the hands of Mane. Tipped as soon as he released it. And that will bring up 3rd down and 17 for the Rainbows. Stops the clock with 11:06 left to play in the 4th. Rainbows will not play at home again until the 21st of October. That's against Central Florida. The Rainbows will have off next week and then back on the road again at Albuquerque to play New Mexico. UNLV will not play at home again until November 4th. They are nomads.
And there's still going to be nobody here.
3rd down, 17 in motion. Cunningham. Freitas rolling. Throws over the middle. It is incomplete. Almost picked off by Bobby Kaufman. And that will bring up 4th down for the Bows as this drive comes to a halt.
4th down for the Rainbow Warriors.
It's a sad state crowd-wise because UNLV, you mentioned, are not going to be here until November 4th. They only draw like 7,000 to 8,000 people. When they come back home that same night, Mike Tyson fights for the 2nd time since being released from jail. Also that night, it's Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe. There's going to be nobody here.
High punt. Coming down, calling for the fair catch. Tui, then he lets it go. And it takes a fortuitous rainbow bounce inside the 20-yard line to the 16. And it will be 1st down for UNLV at that point with 10:48 left to play in the 4th, and the Bows up 45-23 over the Rebels.
25-yard punt on the play. No return versus UNLV.
We'll take this break. It's 45-23. The Rainbows up here. And I stand corrected. We're not taking a break. And it will be first down for UNLV. Derek Charles is flanked to the far side. Along with Williams to the near side is Kwame Coleman. And Burton has returned to that secondary, and Burton gets the call, and Burton is hit immediately. Boy, the Rainbows have really adjusted well as they have come in, and they have just walled off that middle. Second down and 10 from the 17 for UNLV.
That time for the Rainbows, clogging it up was Jerry Leano.
Las Vegas with 159 yards rushing. Throwing the ball is Davis. Leaping grab, and they say Burton came up with it on the 22-yard line. That is short of the first down. Gain on the play of 5. Away 360 yards rushing, and a total in this game of 494 yards. Las Vegas total 285. So the Rainbows closing in on 500 yards. Let's take a look at this catch. Ooh.
Close one.
That was close.
That's a close one.
Third down and 4 for UNLV. Keeping the ball is Davis. And Davis close to the first down as he gets out to the 27. 9:31 left to play, and they will call a timeout. We may have a measurement as they look to the side. So UNLV in the Big West, they still have a chance at the Big West title because they don't play Big West teams until the end of the year, and they usually, well, this year they will play them at home. The schedule becomes a lot better next year, says the head coach Jeff Horton, when they go into the WAC. First down for UNLV. Coleman to the near side, Williams and Charles to the far side. And Tony Burton, who's done some damage, comes out of the backfield, gets the pass, and runs by a Rainbow defender. Punho Aina carries the ball up to the 36-yard line, and that's close to another first down.
You mentioned next season, and we already talked about how hard it is to get fans to come out here. Next year, UNLV plays Wisconsin. Wisconsin, excellent ball game today. Wisconsin has sold 20,000 tickets to be here, and there's a waiting list of 15,000 more. And this place holds 31,000 people.
Davis with time, throws long over the middle, throws it high, and it's off the hands of Charles Towns. That's incomplete. Rainbows have intercepted 4 passes in this game. Towns would have been able to get that, and that was he would have made a heck of a play there. That would have been interception number 5. That's unheard of. 8:43 left to play. Williams and Charles again to the left, and Coleman to the right. This is Burton. He's hit immediately. Big number 97, David Tuifua. And Tuifua sumo tackled him that time. But that's enough for the first down by Burton.
Rainbow defensive front coached by Ulima Alfoa. He's got to be happy about seeing stuff like that. David Tuifua fighting off a block and making a solo tackle, wrapping up a running back by himself. He's 6'2", 285 pounds. Coming into the game, had 7 tackles so far.
First down from the 38-yard line. Quick pass to Coleman. He's at midfield and into Rainbow territory at the 49. Ho Ching was there to make the stop for the Bows. And that's another first down for UNLV. 8:20 left. 5th